Am I live? Am I muted? Oh no. Oh no. Am I muted? I'm muted, aren't Oh no, I'm not muted. I thought I was. I was looking at the wrong thing. Hello, hi, how are you? My goodness, false alarm, false start there. Oh, God. It would be useful to move terrible things out of the way, out of camera view. Hello, hi, how are you? It's me, it's Human Savvy. It's been a while. I genuinely thought I was muted, but apparently not. Good morning, good evening, good night. I don't know when it is for you, but it is for me. A terrible time to insert ads. Go away. YouTube. Hello. 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 I guess a couple things have happened since I was last live with you all. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that wild? We've got quite a few things to... What happened on YouTube? Connecting to your stream software. There we go. Hello. So I went out today. I went out into the world. Big mistake, first off, to go tackle some errands before terrible floods started. Well, I got caught up in the storm, and boy howdy, did I have to go through so many back roads because of how many trees had just fallen. And our neighbor's tree fell, destroying our other neighbor's fence. Luckily, our tree did not fall. So, yes, that was fun. But I'm home, I'm safe, and I'm here either for the next hour or two, and also or until we lose power, because that will probably happen later. The little storm that we had was just a precursor to what's to come, so very cool. I hope the tree is okay. I'm pretty sure the tree is dead, unfortunately. But thank you for the concern. I'll have to go check on it again. But yes. Chibi torpedoed our chance of the diet listening to us. Oh. When you say torpedoed, I don't know what you mean by that. Do you mean like full speed ahead or the opposite, but whatnot? Is husband and dog? Yes, everybody's safe. Thank you so much for asking. Everybody is safe. The husband is safe. The dogs are safe. Yes. Glad Collective Shout people didn't get the Mounties to keep you in Canada. Oh no, Canada does not want me. That's for sure. That is for sure. I guess let's just jump into the topics. So I guess I've sort of drawn the ire of feminists in feminists. I'm going to use that loosely. I will respect the term at least in terms of definition. Not that I respect the practice of it, but I have upset feminists in Australia who have indeed labeled me a man and refuse to acknowledge that I am a woman. So things are a little funny right now. Apparently, they are attempting to make it sound like they will collect things to sue me with, possibly. I don't believe it. They have no case. Melinda learned back in 2012 what constitutes possibly for a case. They know they don't have one with me. I don't know why they named Smash JT, because the poor guy just gives little blurbs. He's not focusing on them. He's not going hard on them. The way I am. Let's just be real. Let's call it what it is. I've been a little bit relentless. So it is what it is. It is what it is there. I think I found a way to stop collectives. You know what? Go back to physical games and not internet copies. Well, this unfortunately goes well beyond the concept of entertainment. Unfortunately, what's happening is actually mostly affecting just the concept of free speech in general. We like to keep things contained, of course. My focus is always censorship and entertainment, not so much the real world. There's a lot more that goes on with that, and while that is a wonderful battle to fight, that's not necessarily my personal focus, but unfortunately this has brought everybody together because it all stems from the same thing. So, yay. Oh, all I want to do is read some naughty books in my basement and be left alone, but I can't do that because Karens in Australia are upset with bakeries having text on their shirts. God damn it. It's very crazy. It's very, very crazy indeed. Western Canada wants to join the U.S. or at least to be independent. Yes, and that is indeed a growing movement. Believe it or not, too, that's actually where all the money comes from and all the resources. So, something to also watch. The last time that a lunatic went over smashed JT, it was crazy former Kotaku employee. It didn't end well for. Well, they're not done yet, but it's going, and it'll be funny. So, yes. Do I have good jeans? I've got some 90s jeans. I don't know if they're good jeans, but they work for me. They work for me, you know? Let me just adjust here. Adjust this. We've got a new mic arm, so the microphone is now actually above me, which works out so much better than before. So thank you for this. I am still adjusting to recording with it, so if I sound loud, if I'm overcompensating, just tell me. I'm trying to optimize sound now that we have a new source for it. So yes. Lots of adjustments to make. I haven't been on these live streams in a while. Well, I haven't been able to live stream in a while, so we're all here catching up. I am adjusting my junk, yes. But let's see, what other fun things can we talk about? We've continued to name and shame Visa and Mastercard employees. We've continued to promote the concept of not just clogging their phone lines, but also the ethics complaints, which people have been DMing me their screenshots of it, the things that they're writing, things that they're saying, the phone calls and everything. Amazing job. Everybody's doing so fantastic on this. I get, oh my goodness, Collective Karens of Australia. Thank you for the 2. We are the Collective Karens of the world. Lol. Yes, yes. And of course, promptly using the asterisk in the circle, the bungus symbol, which I think honestly suits them perfectly. I'm glad for them. I hope your salamander recovered from Pokimane. No, Pokimane kicked my salamander dead. But we will forever be able to remember Philip through the beautiful micro refrigerator that we have in the corner that is currently housing gourmet water and 2 gourmet drinks. If you would like to fill my fridge full of exotic snacks, you can head over to my Throne link. I'll be adding stuff on there. Some people have expressed interest in buying me snacks. However, because of all of my funny allergies, I kind of have to list things myself just to make it safe. And so that way nobody wastes any money. So I do appreciate that. But yes, you can buy me some snacks. Yes. What the fuck is gourmet water? Well, it's any water with a bit of a bougie sales tag to it. I thought it would be funny to have gourmet water in there for my most stressful of nights. So it's wonderful. I'd like to remind everybody what Visa did is not new. Correct. They deplatformed Gab in 2018 and wouldn't let Andrew Torba, CEO of Gab, have a personal debit Visa card. They did a lot. They've been doing a lot for a long time. And actually, we're going to dive into that and just talk about things a little bit more because I know that I made threads on it, but it's fun to talk too. It also helps organize my mind. So let me open up Opera here so that way I can pull things up. Let's see here. We're going to go to, actually, I'm just going to take you guys into my Miro board. Ooh, my Miro board. It's got all kinds of goodies. I'll let that load here for a second. Oh, goodness. I tell you what, though, it's been crazy. It has been crazy. I never once thought that I would actually be communicating with politicians anywhere in the world. And I am in contact with a Japanese politician. He is actually a longtime fighter of freedom of expression, and he has done such an incredible job, actually. He's also not afraid to use terminology, which is really cool. A lot of times you'll see people who, even if they are pro-free speech, pro-freedom of expression, they won't necessarily use all the genre-defining terms. And so he's not afraid to use the terms like boy love or something like that, which is just another word for yaoi. So that was really cool to see. He's been on top of things. I am attempting to reach out to a couple of Australian politicians. I am attempting to reach out to obviously some American ones. There's no Canadian ones that I really saw much interest in. And then, of course, we are going to continue naming and shaming and being on the lookout for some of the British politicians because they are being excessive. Our little savvy is going places. I don't know about going places, but we'll see. I am, however, going to work on some printouts. Originally, I was going to do this for all the DEI stuff. I had started to work on that, but then, of course, things went crazy and then my computer went to shit. So I didn't make it out to DC prior for the DEI-related things. However, this is sort of, kind of, you know, on part with it. So I'm taking some of the research from that relates to censorship and debanking, and then I'm going to include it, obviously, with all of the new stuff in hopes of possibly handing it out to some people at DC. I need to see how all that works. I do have the schedules previously of some other pro-free speech, freedom of expression individuals who I had hoped to meet with, but I don't necessarily expect anything from that. Dave H., thank you so much for the 10. I really appreciate it. Can you go on Tim Pool's show to talk about censorship? I don't know, Tim. I highly doubt he's going to want to hear from me. I don't know. If anybody has a connection and somebody floats the idea, I'm more than happy to talk about it. But otherwise, I don't have a connection for that. So in terms of going on to anybody else's channel to talk about it, it is a little bit difficult right now to schedule those things because I'm constantly working and reading and trying to find new connections. Because again, it's very important for me to operate solely in the public domain. So, I'm trying to find definitive links and things like that and financial records, which I'm just a little bit slow right now. So I apologize for that. B. Tuard, thank you so much for the 2. Did wokies come around? Are they still on their bullshit? Oh, they're still on their bullshit as usual. They are. Go on the Unsubscribe podcast. They are the right tism for this. Again, I don't have really connections into some of these other ones, so it would be kind of like a crowdsourced thing. So yes, I would need a bit of assistance for that. Oh man, don't really like the Beanie Man, but his reach would be quite useful. Yeah, I hear mixed things about him. I'm sure he's fine. This is pretty much the 2010s all over again on steroids. Yes, it is. It really is. European Digital Service Act is even creepy as hell. It is. So, reading all of the legal stuff and then making sure that I understand it so when I do talk about those specific points, I'm not wrong, has been a big thing for me. That's why I haven't necessarily spoken in too much detail about some of these things, just because I've been trying to read a bunch of different things while I was in Canada. I went through these 1,200 pages of Visa and Mastercard's rules, which are online public information. I went through books. I went through statements. I went through years and years and years of just information because you basically have to catch up. So, like, for example, Collective Shout has been operating and doing things for a very long time. Melinda is a very busy individual with, things dating back to 1995. So it's been a lot. She actually got her first, I think it's the first game in 2009 pulled. That was the first time she ever experienced a success of pulling a game. It was, of course, an extreme game focusing on rape, I believe. But that was kind of the start of her career there. Not that we necessarily need to focus too much now on the group's movements. Now we need to focus on all of their connections and securing them. Like I said, I've found articles that show that she has been in talks with politicians, both in secrecy and in public. And then there's the connection to the Australian trial for the age gate stuff, but given her beliefs and then the other people on the board, of course, this makes for a very scary time for Australia. Yeah, Rapeplay was that one. Yeah, it was that one. Do you have an email address? I don't use it. I may need to pick your brain about DEI. So now is not the best time to just have a casual conversation with me. I'm literally like 100% focused on reading and trying to figure out the Visa, Mastercard, and any legal stuff, anything that the people can do, right? Because obviously we're not all lawyers. We do have good news. Ron Coleman and another incredible lawyer. I am going to botch his name. What was it? I retweeted this last night. Here we go. Preston Byron. I'm so bad with names. I don't ever mean to be, but I think it's Byrne. Anyway, Mr. Preston and Ron Coleman intend to sue Ofcom, which is the authority that the UK has created for demanding platforms to basically work within their rules and things like that. Yeah. So Ofcom, of course, is very scary and overreaching because it's demanding things out of American companies and foreign companies to comply with their rules when that really shouldn't be the case. Either the UK blocks the American service or they just let it be and just acknowledge the fact that this is from America. If they want to add a warning tag beforehand through their internet service providers, fine, go ahead. But otherwise, shove off. Chronica, thank you so much for the 20. Thanks for all the hard work, of course, and thank you so much for the tipperoo. Stormborn, thank you so much for the squiggly 10. Interestingly, Peter Kyle MP, who is in charge of UK censorship, and called Nigel Ferengi, a PDF supporter, for being against the Online Safety Act, voted against it in 2023. Makes you think. See, and it's things like that. So things like that. I love being told stuff like this because then I go digging and I try to figure out why. Why did they change their mind? Why is there hypocrisy there? Those kinds of things are very useful because that's the kind of thing that we can use to pick apart their arguments and make them basically socially radioactive. The more people who are screaming at them and the more that they validate the online space, the more it's good for us. And when I say screaming, I mean politely through the internet, pointing out their hypocrisy. People like to think that that's screaming and harassment. So by all means, scream and harass away in the most peaceful of manner with the truth. So that is that's things that are going up for oh God. Like, oh, Mirage Farage. Okay, thank you. See, I'm so bad at these things. Jason, thank you so much for the 5. Savvy, have you reached out to the Australian lawyers I recommended to you? No, I have not had a chance to. I did look up how to file a complaint with Collective Shout, but trying to do that just on my iPad when things were loading was not really working out too well, and I didn't have the best service. So I tried to optimize what my resources and data was going towards. But I am actually going to file the complaint. I've given Collective Shout more than enough time to rectify things. So I will be, regardless, filing the complaint and then looking into how you do follow-ups and whatnot. And if I have to get a lawyer, then I will. But I don't think for filing that kind of a complaint, I necessarily need to. I think that it would lead to an investigation and then a demand of retraction or something. I'm not 100% certain. May I ask how you started digging into these things? Basically what I do is how do I even answer this? So as soon as Collective Shout came up, as soon as they said, we take responsibility, I revisited the website. And then I looked for all of the things, because they have to virtue signal. So then I looked for their wins and the things that they went after. And then I looked into all the names that they said were associated with the payment processor. And then I went and looked up the payment processor staff. And then I looked up some business moves and things like that. So it just kind of spans out. You just start with a general term, a general need to know, see who they're connected with. You look up Melinda. Then you go find all the articles related to Melinda. People are more than eager to write about somebody at some point during some time. Somebody who calls themselves a feminist but really isn't draws a lot of ire from feminists, so they were very eager to talk about her and things like that. On top of people also, when they are in politics, they do have to virtue signal. They do have to put everything out publicly. So there is plenty of information that she provides. Where's Savvy? This is me. This is me with my hair down. What's your favorite video games? I love a good mix of all of them, from Pokemon to RimWorld to shooters. Unfortunately, Call of Duty sucks, but I used to love that. It all started when they opened their mouths. Yes, exactly. That's literally all it is. Like, I don't have to make assertions. I don't have to guess on their behavior because they put everything out there. So it's very easy to track. It really is. Let's go ahead, though, and jump into... No, I don't wear jeans. I hate wearing jeans. I wore jeans more in the last 7 days than I have in 3 years. That's crazy. Wow! RimWorld is amazing. It really is. Also, if I'm too loud, please let me know. I keep seeing that I'm peaking, but here we go. Here we go. So this was the little timeline that I put together. You should see the rest of my notes. Holy shit. Where's my hoodie? It's too hot. I'm so sweaty. I'm a hot mess. I literally, like, 10 pounds of powder right now are covering my face, so that way I don't sweat over the next hour, but I'm still going to end up sweating. It's really bad. But yeah, flashbang, bam, here's some brightness for you. So, also, we have the Philip Grief Fund still going. If you would like to help me dry my tears of my lost salamander, Philip, you may indeed consider contributing to the Grief Fund. Anyway, it's just a goofy thing. It's not anything special. Anyway, so we're going to go through this in slightly more detail, and I'm just going to talk about it. I'm not going to read everything off to you, but these are kind of important things to note. Now, this is not the beginning of Visa and Mastercard's censorious regime. It actually started much sooner than that. But I just started it in 2016 because that's when the conversation really started to become public, when people started to notice a pattern. And the reason why I bring that up is simply because of this website here. They actually did a very good job documenting a lot of the websites that were affected by Visa and MasterCard specifically. Now, up until now, we've had Visa and MasterCard constantly denying that they're behind this, but every single company that has ever had to censor things constantly says Visa and MasterCard requested this. We don't mind if you sweat. Well, I mind. I don't like looking glossy. But yeah, so the focus was mostly sex workers. Now, the reason why that this is important is because of their rules. If we go and we look at the posts that I made about the update of rules, oh God, they're not over here, are they? Hang on, I have to go collect them very quickly. I didn't put them on this because they're somewhere else. I love being... Oh, where is it? I'll go to my highlights. It should be here. Yes. Boop, doop, doop, copy. There we go. If we pull this up. Okay, so these, oh, fuck. Nope, these are the wrong ones. Thank you so much, Eru at localhost. Thank you so much for the PLN $29.99. Faraj himself was debanked in 2023 due to his ideas. It sparked some drama because the bank outright lied about the reasons. What is wrong with people? Why are they doing the things that they do? Why? Why is it like this? Oh, here it is. This is the one that I want. I don't want the ethics complaint one. I want this. So, when we look at the original language of the rules, and this is something that I really, really, really wanted to hit on here. So let's see. Okay, good. You guys can see it. So, CG, thank you so much for the DKK50. Hello from Denmark. I'm 60, and I am sad to see the new generation having to fight for their right for free speech like I did in the late 70s and 80s. Thank you so much for your support. Yeah, unfortunately, life is a cycle. And this is probably going to keep happening every 20, 30 years. And it's really annoying because we're moving away from the concept of enlightenment and going back to draconian control. And I just think that it's ridiculous. Seth Pumpkin, thank you so much for the 999. The hair looks awesome. Thank you. It's very sweaty. Keep up the fight against censorship. Appreciate what you're doing. Bless you. And Honor Sharp, thank you so much for the 5. If not late, if you figure in the time zones and the dateline tax. Bless. Exactly. So if we jump into this and we look at the rules, so this comes from the public PDF for Visa's rules here. This was like on page, I don't freaking know, like 500 or 400 something. Very stupid. Lots of rules. So when we look at the rules, the language here, let's remove the concept of computer generated, of digital content, of fiction for a moment. And we're going to read this in the manner of just pornography, right? So we're going to look at this in terms of that. Also, thank you so much for gifting the memberships. In relation to, for the purchase or trade of photographs, video imagery, we're going to keep all of the other media out of this, but not limited to any of the following: child sexual abuse material, incest, bestiality, rape, or non-consensual mutilation of a person or body parts. So the reason why I want to hone in on this goodness here while there's whip cracks in the background, because that's going to sound very classy. The reason why I want to hone in on this is the adjustment to the rules was made later. These rules make perfect sense when you are talking about a human filmed product that features other humans. The concept of bestiality is illegal in most places. There are some places where it's not. So that could potentially be serviced in some cultures, which is crazy to think about. The concept of incest is considered illegal in most places. Non-consensual mutilation is indeed illegal. That would imply somebody is being attacked, which is illegal. So that's why I keep thinking these rules make perfect sense when you apply it to human content. But why they changed it to include computer-generated images and cartoons or simulation, that's beyond me, because now the rules should be banning things like Disney. It should be banning things like every single video game. Every single video game where there is a concept of combat, that is a non-consensual display of mutilation. So why are we just going for the naughty games first? And the answer to that is very simple. It's just because it's the most easy thing, that nobody's going to typically die on the hill of defending a rape game. Except for me. I'll die on that hill. I don't give a fuck. So that's me. Eric Heffelfinger, thank you so much for the 5. This reminds me of the Patriot Act and its the need to monitor stop terrorism claim. We all know what they did with it now. Yes, exactly. Very, very obnoxious how the government keeps lying about these things. Whenever the government says we're here to help, it's the biggest lie in the world. All roads lead to BlackRock. So this is something that some people have tried to float with me. Obviously, I'm actively looking for these public connections. Obviously, I'm looking for the public connection between Blackstone, BlackRock, Vanguard, any pushes from them. But to be quite honest with you, I have a better time linking it back directly to the WEF than I do actually any of them. Now, what I think happened, maybe, is that BlackRock would probably go through and encourage rule changes, but I just can't find any proof of it. So I'm not too sure how. I'm going to keep looking, obviously, but I can't make that assertion right now. So that's why I haven't. Camchi, thank you so much for the $4.99. You think the ESRB behind all of this, considering they are a cartel, and this is something that they would do? I'm so happy that you brought them up. The ESRB is complicit in this in their own way, however, from a completely different angle. I don't think that they are somehow shadow encouraging collective shout to do this. But they do have problems of their own because they are a basically woman-led group that are trying to turn the ESRB into a brand so that way they can grow it and become more profitable. But what they have done is they've partnered with Yoti, which is currently being used by Spotify because they provide age verification software. This is important because what's the big push right now? Age verification software. You can make a lot of money if you are among the first companies to be able to license that out because businesses want to quickly make amends. They want to quickly make adjustments. They want to quickly become compliant with laws so that way they can continue to chase their profits. Yoti, back in 2023, I believe it was, partnered with the ESRB and they submitted a request to the FTC, which was promptly shot down, but I believe that there was room for them to reapply. They wanted to do age verification software to monitor children in video games. They wanted to be approved for that. They wanted to be the first to be on top of it. They were denied. So luckily, the FTC, at least back then, was on our side. I can't say the same for today. Caramel! Beast, thank you so much for the $4.99. I'm starting to think Kanye was right. I don't think... I mean, a broken clock can be right twice or once a day, but yeah. Yeah. Ofcom itself supposedly has ties to the WEF. Yes, the individual behind that is part of the WEF. We have seen that. We've seen the names pop up. We did actually end up retweeting that as well. This is obviously all a mouthful. And yes, things are moving exceptionally fast, which is also why it was incredibly important to me to get the information out as fast as possible. And even then, my information has been incomplete because I'm trying to go as fast as possible. Reading through everything that I have, I think, though, that it's helped and given a lot of people a place to start and then go on for their own thing, which has been really, really wonderful to see. But yeah. Yeah, so it is indeed a lot. Anyway, so I wanted to just kind of reiterate that I can see these rules being something that were once very useful and beneficial and in accordance with U.S. law. But now that they've been applied to fiction, unfortunately, are incredibly overreaching. But the fact remains that they are still not doing things evenly. Again, Hollywood should absolutely be permanently banned. Savvy the Joan of Arc of degeneracy. I don't know if I like that title, but I suppose it works. There is a CEO of Visa Asia that has been openly condemning anime and manga. Yes, he says that they will censor certain things to protect their brand, which obviously they shouldn't do that because they are a utility, not a brand. Nobody, when using a Visa or Mastercard card, gives a shit about Visa or Mastercard. They just say, okay, here's your pennies on my transaction. That's it. The other goofy thing too, and this is something that I don't understand, banks and every payment processor, they all have crypto divisions. They have multiple teams that all focus on crypto. Crypto is about getting away from these systems, but of course they're very eager to try to integrate so that way they can control. They're going to probably promote their own stable coin, but that's going to obviously be a lie. So there's going to be things worth talking about in the future. Kraken is working on something, but I actually have a crypto account that has a debit card that operates on their stuff, and I can use it if I want to regularly, and I have used it. It's very cool. I think that it's a wonderful thing, but I also don't think that you should keep your money on exchanges and things like that. Self-custody is the way to go in the future, obviously, and then staking for benefits as opposed to using the U.S. bank accounts and then the savings interest accumulation and things like that. So Savvy's somewhat as schizo as the real Juan. Wait, what? Get a cold wallet. Exactly. Yeah. But so a lot of people aren't necessarily ready for the crypto conversation, but we're going to have that real soon. Especially, and if Kraken actually really does release a card that can be used just like the current setup with no additional, without too much hassle, that's going to change everything, because then we no longer need Visa and Mastercard. And the minute that happens, that is good. That's good for the world. That is great. They saw how much money was being made way back when the Silk Road was up and running, and knew eventually they had to gain control of the crypto market. Yes, and they will fail. Thank you for everything you're doing, of course. It ensures a future for not safe for work artists. Yes, and hopefully freedom of expression for all, because it all does connect back to DEI at the end of the day. I believe that DEI was a form of censorship in creative individuals and for products and things like that, and for stories. So this is basically just the same thing ramped up to 1,000,000. And again, I do want to reiterate, though, this battle is definitely not a left versus right, because everybody in the Australian government is very progressive, but then they're taking the word of Melinda and Collective Shout like it's gospel, and they claim to be, of religious beliefs and doing things out of religious morality as opposed to any sort of social adherence or social benefits towards women. So these are things that I really want to continue to reiterate, because the individuals who are very late to the party to join in on the pro-censorship or the anti-censorship battle keep trying to say, well, this is a religious group. Like, shut the fuck up. They're not that. Stormborn decreased. I didn't realize that was the full name on there. I just looked over. But yeah, so I don't actually see your full name here. Thank you so much for this Squiggly 20. Labour are very close to BlackRock. They want them to rebuild the UK, still unsure why they need to destroy it first. Well, suspect that it leads to central digital currency, digital IDs, and social credit scores. So the reason why they would want to destroy it is because people started getting too smart as soon as the truth opened up and information started flowing freely. They realized that their population is probably less likely to be controlled now. So they basically have to speed run a start over. There's a reason why they wanted to allow 16-year-olds to vote, because they genuinely think that they will vote for them. But by banning 4chan and porn, I mean, that's a lot of 16. I don't know about you guys, but at 16, I was a full-fledged, I knew how to work some Russian hacking software. I knew how to set up, virtual machines and VPNs and things like that. I don't know, man. I was a very motivated individual for tinkering. So I don't know what they're expecting to happen, but it's not going to be good for them in the long run. Also, there's a lot of civil unrest going on between protests and fighting back. That's all very distressing to see, but unfortunately, it needs to happen. Every 100 to 200 years, empires fall and recycle and rebuild, and unfortunately, we're just at that point, but it looks like it's going to be more so of a global thing now, instead of just an independent one, oh, it's France's turn, oh, it's the UK's turn, oh, it's Japan's turn, oh, it's America's turn. No, now it's a global thing, because the global empire is basically the WEF, right? So it's very silly. It's very silly. Caramel Beast, thank you so much for the 499. Scumbags love to hide behind religion. They do, and I absolutely believe that they're hiding behind religion. I think perverting religion or any sort of social cause or belief or power really sucks, and we've seen it, right? All over history, throughout all of time, whatever. There's always extremists, but those extremists at the end of the day end up colliding. People often say horseshoe theory. It's a little bit different than that, and I'm trying to come up with a better shape for it, because it's literally just us versus them, extremists versus everyone else, 1% of the globe versus 99%. So I appreciate you brought that info on your Twitter post. We'll fight back against them. Yes, exactly. Is the hair down thing that you're doing? I don't know, man. I'm tired. It looked bad up. I'm a hot mess. I'm a hot mess, man. Hello, hi. But yeah, so back to the little timeline. So I went through here. So Offbeat and FetLife All of this focused more so on pornography. Adult content creators then began fighting Patreon's new anti-porn rules. Again, this mostly affected real human people and photography and things like that, but it did start to bleed into the art world because more extreme content started to get hit here. And then the big thing that a lot of people think affected this was the FOSTA SESTA. Now, this actually had some push from NCOS and others because there are elements of it that I do agree with. You know, individuals who have been raped or were filmed against their will absolutely need an avenue to be able to more easily get videos of them removed from online. That's a terrible thing. And so that's one of the things that FOSTA SESTA did. However, what it also did was change the language. So now there's conflicting elements of this law, and it was signed in by Trump. But it's a bipartisan thing that passed. This has basically changed the language where internet providers and possibly payment processors could technically be held liable if they don't do anything to stop it. It doesn't say it specifically, but there's a lot of language in there that can allude to it. So a government could say, hey, if you don't pull this, we're going to break up your company. Rasengan, thank you so much for the 5. Dash VT here, I do agree. These people late to the party are just as much to blame. Oh, yes. Anita's backpedal is especially laughable. Genuinely, like, get the hell out of here, bitch. We don't need you. You don't need to speak up, you little dirty grifting bitch. Like, just sit down, okay? Nobody has forgotten what you did. Bitch went to the UN and tried to complain that characters are problematic, thus meaning her intent is censorship. And nobody will be able to rewrite that. There's only a small handful of people who are trying to rewrite history. Luckily, they're all irrelevant and getting laughed off the internet. Thank God. Because if I see her getting retweeted in a positive way, I might actually lose my shit. Which brings me to my next point. I went scorched earth. I will absolutely accept zero help from anybody who has given pro-censorship sentiments. And I will make sure that they know that they are the reason why we are here. So some other people are being the bigger person. I will not. Not only have none of these pro-censorship people contributed in any meaningful way whatsoever, but I will not allow any of them to latch themselves onto my work and my research the way that a certain individual tried to. Fuck off. Pelicans, thank you so much for the 5 memberships. Please enjoy Oh Bush Giver. If Brianna Wu's trying to get in on it, somebody needs to verbally backhand that individual because that person, holy shit. Being nice won't stop them. Yeah, exactly. Like, my goodwill was completely burned. I'm in zero fucks given mode. You know, if I'm going to sit here and I'm going to read 1,200 fucking pages and then somebody tries to tell me, well, they're just trying to help. No, bitch, they're not. No. You want to help? Go find me something new, and then maybe I'll consider forgiving you after you apologize for trying to ruin my friend's life. Maybe. I probably won't, being up front, because I don't believe in forgive and forget. I don't anymore. I just don't. So it just is what it is. And that's just what happens. That's just it. Yeah. You think crypto is the future? Absolutely. Unfortunately, So before anybody thinks I'm 1,001% pro crypto, I am because I like the technology. But in terms of replacement, I don't like it. I'd rather have physical money. I see the importance to physical tender. And it is a little scary to think about going 100% digital because you are then reliant on networks. You are reliant on, a solar flare not wiping out every single satellite. You are reliant on something being active as opposed to just holding it yourself. I definitely grew as a human being. Back in my 20s, absolutely, I would have been like, 1,000% digital for everything. Get rid of DVDs, get rid of physical media. No. I 180'd on that shit for sure. I 180'd 100% once I realized what that actually meant. Obviously, you live and you learn. So, continuing on with the timeline, which we're just all over the place, but it's fine. This is just how it is here. This is how it is. So we went on here. The big thing for me that that affected me, my friends, and then of course the community that I'm part of, Patreon suspense creators, due to pressure from payment processors. This is when all of this started. I actually used to have a Patreon, and I used to run a Patreon as well with a friend. We ended up just shutting it down because half the things that we wanted to draw just, they weren't accepted, and Patreon was getting more and more aggressive with enforcing the rules to the point of individuals drawing transformation art, which is the concept of a character turning into, let's say, a chair. That would get deleted, or the individual would lose their account because the character cannot consent to that act, that magical act, because humans can't do those things. It's very strange. Uninsured, thank you so much for the 5. Honestly, these days, anything that would screw crypto would screw most... anything that would screw crypto would screw most hard currency now too. Yeah. It's a nuanced conversation, unfortunately. Patreon is pretty scummy anyway. They absolutely are, but a lot of people did actually make a living off of it. So regardless of scummy or not, it's just important to note these things and, not just shrug it off and say, well, the platform sucks, find a different one. The truth is, a lot of people just suddenly lost their livelihoods for no reason. They're drawing fictional content that was well within, the law, if we really want to go that far. But it was protected art. It was free, free expression, and they lost that. Thank you so much. The most you can have for the 5. Craig at Side Scrollers lamented not having you on today and took a moment to emphasize he'd love to have you on at any time. I'd love that too. Yes, unfortunately, I've just been super busy. Like I said, just got back from Canada, so it's just really hard right now to schedule anything because my focus is continuing to work and research. Just because I'm not online or just because I'm not tweeting doesn't actually mean that I'm just playing Genshin. Last night, I'll tell you guys if I'm taking a break. Last night I definitely did take a small break, but I did end up going to bed early again, which was much needed. Oh my god. But for the most part, what I'm doing is just reading, researching, constantly scrolling, constantly trying to find these things. Anything that's useful for anybody, anything that might relate to what a politician is talking about to try to get them interested in this. But yeah. Oh my god, I'm so sorry if you have trauma from going to Canada. I know some people you could call. No, it's okay. I'm used to it by now. The PTSD is just mellowed out into just a calm numbness. I will say, it's no secret that I do partake in the marijueens once in a while. And you know what? I kind of got it. I had a beautiful Canadian exclusive strain. I also got the weed delivered, which was the coolest thing in the world. But I kind of get why Canada's complacent, because the weed is really fucking good. Oh man, that was a little life changing there. But yeah, don't drink the syrup. I didn't. Do I stream on Rumble? I do not. Right now, actually, today's show is just on here. I wanted to get live and going as fast as possible because we have a really bad storm coming. The first storm that came through, which wasn't even supposed to be that bad, had me going through so many extra back roads because so many trees fell, and my neighbor's tree actually fell and just missed our tree. Oh my god, if I were to lose my cherry blossom tree, I'm going to be so upset. Oh, fuck. But yes. Anyway, that's life. That is life there. Back on the timeline. Back on the timeline here. So, Tumblr bans adult content due to FOSTA-SESTA concerns, but that came from Visa Mastercard. So, they specifically stated that there was a correlation here, and the Tumblr guys have actually come to say things later on as well. They said that they get bullied on 2 fronts, which is so strange because we do have porn apps. So they said Apple is part of it, which we all know that storefronts are absolutely gatekeepers, but also so are the payment processors. So what's very strange is that Tumblr feels like they can't ever go back to it, but then it's like you have pornography apps, you have dating apps, you have, Pornhub has a freaking app, doesn't it? So I don't really know what to make of that. Luciana, thank you so much for the 5. Just started watching your content after Hypnotic reacted to your video on exposing collective shout. Subscribed. Love your Aussie accent. Oh, that wasn't Aussie. So that was just me losing my marbles. Thank you so much for that. That stupid voice that I did was just literally losing my mind. And the only way to make it more entertaining for myself to film was to start doing stupid voices. So I wasn't necessarily trying to do an Aussie or British accent. I love doing specific accents, but that was just I just tried to come up with the dumbest voice that I could for her. And I'm gonna keep doing that. I am working on another video, which is just a follow-up. There's not gonna be any like new pressing information. There'll be like a little bit that may not be on the tweets, but it's mostly just a recap of how like Kennedy's coming after me and they're using basically like legal threatening sounding language. Do I expect them to sue me or try to dox me? I don't know. Yeah, Backbone, thank you for the 2. In the event, see, the thing that actually does scare me about this. So I have been doxxed before. I've had somebody try to break into my house before. That was when I was just a Twitch streamer. I was much smaller then, but it always prepared me. So I've always talked to local law enforcement about potential like swatting and things like that. But if I were to somehow get doxxed now, that would make things actually very, very difficult. Not just from a financial standpoint, because we can't move and like where we are, the prices are still so expensive. But it would just I don't know, that would honestly be like really fucking bad, because we're so close to family and we just cannot leave. We can't leave the area. So I would absolutely be very scared for that. But I genuinely don't think that they would try anything, because there's nothing for them to have a case with. What are they gonna like? There's not a single lawyer that would take that case, because I'm not even asserting anything other than the fact that like I'm not even using questionable language. I'm not even like, you know, claiming anything like very naughty. Sure, I've called them graying, gaggling gooses and whatnot, but it's all just their own things. But who knows? So yeah, yeah, I don't know. I know how to use guns, luckily, but that still would not change the fact that that would be very, very bad. Aussies are not real; they can't hurt you. Yeah, I highly doubt. I mean, they don't have anybody in America. They'd have to sue me through a friend or something, but. Or if they tried to like sue me through Australia, I don't know how that would work, because like I would never go to Australia anyway. I would literally die as soon as I get off the plane, because like the sun is just like the sun is in Australia, you know? I would die. Could send a pack of a pack of dingoes their way. I thought you were gonna say like dino nuggies. I was like, why would I feed them? Why would I feed them? But yeah, good luck suing people in the US. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Yeah, lots of spiders, and I'm terribly, terribly afraid of them. But I suppose I should put out like my savvy work mail, which is literally savvyworkmail@gmail.com, just so they have an avenue to send me something, because like I really don't want them to post anything publicly. But if they did, I guess I'd just be screwed anyway, because like that's how the court documents work. But then again, it was like I don't know how they would get my address. So I've been very careful since the age of 10 to use fake names and fake addresses. There's some people who genuinely think my name is Margaret still. So that's cool. Which, you know, for all intents and purposes, my name is Margaret. So, yeah. Collector Shout will be there waiting for you. I mean, it could be a funny play. You know, it could be, but I don't know. I don't see anything happening. Especially because she tried to sue somebody back in 2012, or like claimed that she would, and then got shot down. And that person didn't even do like half of the things that I did. They were just giving general commentary, but like I back everything up with screenshots. So, hi Margaret. Oh no! I don't really care, Margaret. Yeah, I know. It's funny that name happened to be part of the meme too. Starlight Kid, thank you for the 20. Thank you for all you're doing to fight back against censorship. Thank you for spreading information and being willing to go the extra mile here. Stormborn, thank you for the squiggly 5. News flash chat. Tectone confirm he doesn't wash his news flash chat. Tectone confirms he doesn't wash his hands after peeing. I told you guys, everybody does it. Everybody does what I do. All right. There's no reason. If you're in your own home and you're not pissing on your hands, there's no reason. All right. Look, we all know your name is actually Philip. That's true too. Depending on the day, my name is either Margaret or Philip. Oh, man. You can't call me piss hands. God, my streams are so... I really hope, like, nobody serious ever watches my streams, because it's just like, what is she talking about? What's her problem? Why is she so ADD? She types normal. She provides information on point. Why is she talking about peeing on hands in between going over the Visa Mastercard stuff? Why is she doing this? What is she doing? Oh my god, this is terrible. The Aussies in the UK are moving pretty fast on the censorship bit. They are, but so is America. So is America. April 2021. Let's get back on point. Mastercard announces enhanced adult content rules. This, of course, comes down here. So now this was the bit that I messed up on. They did actually reference, they do work with a group that is not dumb like NCOS, but NCOS specifically chose its name to sound like an official group. They rebranded from basically I think it was Morality Matters, and they were a Catholic group. They're still that, but now they hide it behind the concept of exploitation. Sure, thank you so much for the 5 and the exceedingly dry sandwiches, lest we forget them. I got wet hands and dry sandwiches, apparently. That's life. That's life. Oh boy. Don't clip that. Don't. That's not a confession, that's sarcasm. October 2021, Mastercard new rules in effect, which oddly enough, the ACLU was like, whoa, you need to stop that. That's bad. And then here it is also, ACLU also comments on the Sesta Fosta in 2018. I feel like this was also something that people skipped over, but you know, there's a lot of information. Holy shit, 1992 space movie. Thank you so much for gifting 10 glorious memberships. Enjoy the Bush Giver title. Congratulations. So, this little bit right here is important. Sex, God, I am just gonna have so many whip cracks just mixed in here. It's so perfect. The sex workers. So again, ACLU's focus was sex work because that was the thing that got hit the hardest. Of course, this keeps coming back to remove the extreme content because nobody's going to die on the hill of trying to protect, you know, rape fiction, sex workers. Hi, hello. My only regret is not knowing about these things sooner. Otherwise, I would have been on top of this bit of it. Like I said, my focus back then was strictly on art, but I was such a small person, small account. I was like, well, there's nothing that I can do to help change this. Like, I'm just one asshole. Nobody's going to listen to me. Heck, nobody still listens to me, which is, you know, this just is what it is. But at least now I can, you know, get information out to hopefully people who can do something more useful than just that. So if I can just be a researcher for people in the shadows, I don't care. That's a wonderful thing. Anything to help the people who can do something about it. Or just encourage people to vote. Anyway, so sex work. Sex workers became even more vulnerable to abuse from clients after the passage of the Sesta Fosta in 2018. The law had the effect of eliminating many online platforms for sex workers, including client screening services like Redbook, which allowed sex workers to share information about abusive and dangerous customers and build communities to protect themselves. The law also pushed more sex workers offline and into the streets, where they have to work in isolated areas to avoid arrest. And the deal with clients without background checks. This is all obviously very bad, and this is where censorship goes. Just because you ban something does not mean that it's going to make it better and make it go away. Prostitution is the oldest form of a job, among one of the oldest jobs in all of human history, right? The exchange of sex for something. That is a prostitute. We all know this. Isn't savvy short for Savannah? It's amazing that not too many people put certain things together, but who knows? The world may never know. But yeah, so this is obviously frightening because they wanted to control this, and unfortunately, it goes to, you know, a worse place. Regardless of how you feel about OnlyFans, regardless of the actual implications of it and the way that people are overindulgent, we're gonna disregard that for just 30 seconds. At the end of the day, it is safer to use OnlyFans as a means of your prostituting, whether you're selling, you know, the sex or just images of yourself or whatever you're doing, because even if you're not directly selling sex, a collaboration with intent of profit, if you're you know, making love to somebody for a video to profit off of, that is still a form of prostitution. Regardless of how you feel about these things, it is still safer to go through OnlyFans than it is to go in the back streets, you know, out in public where potentially nefarious individuals could murder you on a regular basis. You are safer in your homes. It does give certain women who feel like they have nothing else to do in countries that are far more strict and worse off financially than America, it gives them an out, or a perceived out, that is still safer than, once again, trying to hoe yourself out on the streets. Anything that does help to create a safer environment. I am for. And again, this requires nuance. You can be completely against this. That's fine. I'm not asking you to be for something, but I am asking people to understand the nuance of the conversation and the unfortunate fallout to what happens when certain things are banned. I think OnlyFans has a lot of problems. I think that there's a lot of issues with the porn industry, obviously. My expertise is on the art side of it, so you don't have to really worry about ethics like that, right? But it is a conversation that does need to happen, unfortunately. Master 3D Shadow, thank you so much for joining the membership crew. I don't want prostitutes safer. That's like saying I want bank robbers to rob safer. No, that's actually not true. Very different things. One is a literal removal of somebody's property that doesn't belong to them. The other is an optional consensual engagement of the exchange of goods for sexual pleasure. Completely different things. Completely different things. Japanese can buy things online with cash. Japan does things very, very interestingly. I really like some of their market things like that, because like you said, you can buy it with physical money somehow. I don't know how all of that works. Things like that. I thought your name was Professor Sycamore's number one glazer. Well, that too. Where was I going? There's somewhere else I was going to go with this. Ah, shit. I don't remember. Anyway. So, as far back as 2021, they were having this conversation here. Mastercard suspends Traffic Junkie in 2022. And all for the so this is also something that contradicts their actions. Mastercard's statement reinforcing adult content standards comes straight from Mastercard itself, right? And so we are directing financial institutions to suspend accepting of our products at Traffic Junkie. New facts from last week's court ruling made us aware of advertising revenue outside of our view that appears to provide Pornhub with indirect funding. The step will further enforce our December 2020 decision to terminate the use of our products on that site. Now, what's interesting is you can still buy Pornhub-related things with Visa and MasterCard. You can't necessarily buy, I think, the subscription with Visa and MasterCard, but you can still buy Pornhub-related items. Also odd, again, Visa and MasterCard service OnlyFans. OnlyFans is worse than Pornhub. This is worse. I'm so confused. It doesn't make any sense. So this is just odd. We are reminding these same institutions of their obligations to ensure any adult content website they support must adhere to our standards and requiring controls to monitor, block, and remove unlawful content from being posted. These standards also demand confirmation of age and consent from anyone in content published on these sites, which is what they did. This was actually one of the big reasons why Pornhub was actually bought again. So Pornhub was bought by a company in Canada, and they don't give a shit about the porn industry. The guy didn't want to talk about porn, but what he was super eager to talk about over the course of an hour was their age verification software, which they wanted to license out. He specifically said he'd like to be a standard in that. There is a lot of money in age verification software, and this is the thing that I started hinting at prior. So, with companies moving towards this age verification bullshit, They want to do this quickly, so the first companies on the board with age verification software, fucking hair in my eye, are going to be extremely profitable. Yoti is very excited about that. They want to be profitable. Pornhub, they want to be able to license out their stuff. Goddamn this. Oh, fuck, there we go. They want to be able to license out their stuff. And I don't know if they've had any success floating it around since, but if they do, well, if they do. Oh my God, imagine if somebody used age verification software for something honest instead of just trying to get a new few bucks, right? Right. But it's all fucky. Then we have just a series of them. Gumroad held out as long as it could, officially suspends all not safe for work. I used to actually buy quite a bit of not safe for work stuff from artists because I liked getting the digital downloads. V Bumper, thank you so much for becoming a member. DL site hit, Fantia. We had a whole bunch of doujin shops hit during this time. There are more than what I listed. I also said that. I did try to say that, but you know, even just putting a few of them up here really does paint a grim picture. DOJ sues Visa for debit card monopoly. So this just tracks that, you know, quite a few governments have investigated them and made comments on them. So they're well aware of how they abuse companies. They also abuse them not just by threatening to remove the ability to use Visa and Mastercard, but also with fees. If they want to keep, let's say you're not doing anything of the not safe for work variety, but let's say that you have some questionable things that the current government doesn't like in a place, they could potentially say, well, we'll up your fees because you're considered high risk because of our rules evaluating risk. And then that just comes back to the not limited to part of the rules for both companies, which both companies have. Which is that should absolutely be illegal. That leaves a contract way too open-ended for you to completely abuse people. For December we have more Japanese places hit, more adult content hit, and then April 2025, Visa updates its rules. 920 pages of this bullshit, which is how we ended up here, and then it also does repeat it multiple times. But all it does is just talk about, you know, the risk and things like that, file storage and stuff. So it's all still related to and refers back to these rules. So no matter what you're doing online, if there is an exchange of goods, if there is, like, let's say that you are an AI thing, you have generative stuff, or people can post things like to Discord, you know, you can have images collected on Discord. All of that relates to this. So if they decide tomorrow that, hey, Discord doesn't have a good enough verification system, they can pull their Visa and Mastercard support. Discord was just bought, and now they're really trying to push microtransactions in the chat client because fuck. But Visa and Mastercard could tomorrow say, you know what, we don't like what you're doing. We don't like what you're doing. More stuff hit. And then, of course, here we are with the petition. Here we are today, which is a load of bullpucky. So that's kind of like, you know, the big timeline. Like I said, that there's still more stuff in between there that did get hit. So, you know, it provided enough of a picture that people could get the idea of a lot of corruption going on. Also, shout out to 420 likes. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. But yeah, gamers are busy reaming that. Yes, they are. I think we're gonna do a stream where we'll call Visa and Mastercard, and we'll see what kind of people we can talk to and things like that. I'm not gonna do it today, just because I wanted to focus on kind of going over the information again and just talking about some updates. We can have a little bit of a laugh here at Kennedy. So let's see here. I'm still on my pinned tweets. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, the latest update is my ISP has decided to block access to VPN sites. I'm so happy. Thanks for keeping me safe. Something interesting. Let's see here. Let's have a little laugh at Kennedy, shall we? Actually, let's go also have a look and see if she's responded to anybody else. Oh gosh, I really do tweet a lot. Where's she at? Where's our Kennedy post? Oh man, it was a bit back there. Here we go, Kennedy. All right, let's copy this link. We'll come over here. So, Kennedy, even though blocking me, oh my goodness, Honorship, thank you so much for gifting 10 memberships. And the Bush Giver strikes again. Kabush 2, the quickening. A little bit of Miracle Grow there. Thank you so much, though, everybody. Please enjoy the bush. The bushes. So this tweet here. this is kind of where it all started. So I retweeted this because this is where she was. The post is unavailable because I am blocked. Your false and defamatory allegations have been documented too. So here she is threatening Jay. And all he was doing, okay, so this is a picture. So there's a picture of a community note that hit Kennedy's post, right? So Jay Viper says, welcome to the internet. You're going to get fact checked here and your lies about Savvy will catch up to you. Enjoy your community note. And then he posts a picture of the community note, which is from her big post here. To summarize for our own records, Savvy's big exposes apparently intended to intimidate and silence us. No. If you think posting your own words is to intimidate you, my fair lady of graying gooses, you are completely wrong. It's not for you. It's just merely an easy outlet to get information to spread quickly. I don't need to engage with you. All I did was post your own words for everyone else. Not only did I not make any accusations of pedophilia, I never once claimed that you committed a pedophilia crime, but that's interesting that you think that defending cuties is the same as that, which, by the way, Kennedy, along with one of the other ones, because they cannot have dissent among the group, they had to double and triple down on defending cuties, which was very interesting. Anyway, so she goes and just makes this big, huge post about it after retweeting me, which was very stupid because she avoided everything that I said, and all of this is literally their words, their screenshots and stuff like that. So she got community noted. There were quite a few good community notes. So anyway, so she says, your false and defamatory allegations have been documented too, as if they're going to sue Jay. Jay did nothing wrong. There's nothing to document here. This is a public discourse of which you can comment on, and he hasn't asserted anything other than stating, enjoy that. So I retweeted that, and then she blocked me after that. Or no, I think she was already blocked by that point. Or I was already blocked by that point. So I said, big words from people actually violating Australian law by misgendering me with intent to vilify and discredit. And that's actually a big part. I went and read the Australian law relating to that because it's not technically against the law to just, casually misgender somebody. You have to do it with intent to vilify. I looked up the legal speak. I asked about it. And sure enough, that's part of it. So they had intent to vilify me. So you're the ones lying about adult games being marketed to 12-year-olds. You're the ones chasing bakeries for tax. You're the ones harassing charities and anyone who fundraises for breast cancer in a manner that you don't like, going after multiple, not just Playboy-owned companies, which they did. And then I finally showcased this. They actually have a massive, big, long post about how proud they are about bullying companies out of raising money for breast cancer. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that wild? It's crazy. It's a huge post. This was just some of them. There are more. There were so many more. And I just couldn't believe how much they have bullied people to stop raising money for breast cancer. It's on their website. It's crazy. So crazy. So she finally blocked me after that post, right? And so I said, you finally realized there was only one last way to respond to me. I only entertained our song and dance, old goose, because you made it so easy to people to give off a live show. Because it's true. When you deliver information in an entertaining manner, they're more likely to remember it, which is what I needed. I used them. And it was so much fun for me. And it was fun to get the information out like that. And I was so happy that she was willing to engage with me because she was just not prepared. She's very slow in the head. But she responded to somebody here. She responded. Where's the person who said, because I want to show you the post directly. Somebody said that, here it is. Victory, you have leveled up. Kennedy responds. I'm blocked. She blocked me. She waited 2 whole days. Look when this was posted. This is July 26th. She comes back 2 days later, reading the responses to my post. She is obsessed. She is crashing out. And it's amazing. Wow. This person Not this woman, not her, not Madam Savvy, this person defended men's access to child sexual abuse, rape, and incest games. Child sexual abuse games aren't on Steam, you stupid bitch! It's fiction! Who the fuck cares about the rape and incest? It's not real! Deride, defamed, and misrepresented our movement. All I did was post your words. You said, we attacked this bakery and we're proud of it. I said, look, they attacked a bakery and they're proud of it. How is that defaming you? How is that misrepresenting your movement? Please explain. Oh my God, our campaigns and our all-female team. Hi, female here. Female attacking and posting about your all-female group. Hello, female. We can get into a knitting circle and put all our vaginas on display. We could do that. Fucking idiots. Riled up a horde of rabid men against us who have responded by sending us CSAM. By the way, they consider anime CSAM. This is where that comes from. Anime. If she claims to think that all anime is child exploitation, then that in her eyes, that is why she's using that. The most vile porn, I guarantee ain't nobody sent them 2 Girls 1 Cup. Don't do it. Don't do it. But I guarantee nobody has sent that. Deep fake images based on sexual abuse material using team members' images. I also highly doubt that. They're not really into, like if somebody's going to do that, they're just going to post it publicly on a throwaway Twitter account because it's actually more safe for them to do that and remain anonymous than try to fucking do it through either a DM or an email. Like, what the fuck? Rape and death threats. Well, welcome to the internet. I don't doubt that people have sent memes and jokingly said things, but like, you know, that's just, it is what it is. What do you expect? All because we held payment processors to account for their own terms of service. This woman, so this is my also favorite line, and this is what I really want to hone in on. I also do this in the video that's coming out, but you guys are going to get a little off script rambling here. So this line right here says it all. Just learned from Twitch days when you could have music play. Holy fucking shit. Wow, I'm so sorry. I'm about to have my channel deleted for copyright shit. Oh, fuck. I'm so sorry. I have to go to Streamlabs, that way I can actually read what that was. So that was somebody donating or tipping a massive amount of money. Thank you. Holy shit. Wow. That just scared the shit out of me. How do I view this? How do I log in? Hang on. I want to properly say thank you. One moment, please. Holy fuck. I'm shooketh. I don't remember what my login stuff is. So no, login with Twitch. I think I have to do that. There we go. Honor Shape, thank you for the 20. Savvy, it's illegal under international asshole law to use a member's own words against them. Just ask the UN. Awesome alert, by the way. Thank you. Thank you so much. Holy shit. Blackwater did a direct squiggle tip of 250. Thank you so much for that. I really, really appreciate it. That is insane generosity. Holy fucking shit. Wow, thank you. Seriously, that is above and beyond. You didn't have to do that. Thank you very much for that. That's very kind. That translated to the 285 that we saw there. It automatically put it into USD, and then I just fucked up my hair because, you know, whatever. That's fine. Wolfspade, thank you for the 2 insert. How that get in there? Toby meme here. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, that alert is from the Twitch days back when you could have fun things happen. I don't know what I just did to my hair. Now I look like I'm balding right here. Whatever. It is what it is. Thank you. Wow. Holy fuck. Thank you. Seriously, very sweet. Wow. Jesus. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, right. I'm off the cuff rants. That's what we were doing. Focus. You've distracted me. I just freaked myself out there. Oh my God. So this line right here. You look like DC's Banshee. I don't know what that means. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Oh my God. Anyway, all because we held payment processors to account for their own terms of service. Kennedy has maybe the only viable degree out of Collective Shout, right? So she did a little bit of associate work in some form of research, which just means that she was of the lowest possible level for the research, right? So she wasn't in charge of anything. She was just listening to people. She overall just not useful, right? So all because we held payment processors to account for their own terms of service. This dumb cunt genuinely believes that her and her gaggle of graying geese journalists can hold payment processors to account for their own rules better than their legal teams, better than lawyers, better than than governments in general. I was going to say United States governments, but this affects internationally. She genuinely believes that they need to step in to have payment processors adhere to their own rules, despite there being hundreds of staff globally for that very specific thing. This is what it's about to them. This is what they do. It's crazy. Why? Why do you feel the need to do that? This paired with the other tweet, which was retweeted by Collective Shout, which is no longer there. Where is it? Fucked it. Oh, God. It's on my Miro board. I know that much. It's here. No, it's not. Hang on. We're going to find it. We're going to find it. Where is it? Where's the retweets? No, it's down here. Here it is. This. So, this also lets us know what they're actually after. Exhibit A. These women don't understand that a lot of gamers have a grudge against women and will do some wild shit to get back at them. I don't even play video games, so I'm not an exhibit. Common woman L. This guy hates women. He's just here to stir shit. But they retweeted this with zero thought because they just accidentally announced to the world that this is based off of a perceived wrong that they think men are committing by having fun. Like, that's crazy, right? So that paired with, where were we? Oh, right. Here. That's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy talk. These bitches are crazy. That's all I have to say to that. These bitches are fucking crazy. They are on a power trip. Grudge for what? Who knows? Savvy does her homework. Yeah, I do. This is very zoomed out, but like, I mean, we got documents for days. We zoom in, we keep zooming. Like, I don't fuck around. This isn't even the only board. Speaking of board, this is their board of boards. So that's great. These individuals all need to be looked into too, because they do some crazy shit. I haven't even had a moment to really sit down with any of them. I did a cursory look, but you know, it's not that great. So yeah, there's lots of things here, lots of information, all the articles, things that I've read, links, everybody's fucking LinkedIn, everybody's political ties. Well, I didn't really expand too much on this, but I read quite a bit. So, you know, there's just a lot here. Notes, scripts, more people. It's a thing. It's what I do. I need visuals. Yes, this is what happens when you motivate somebody to step outside of the thing that they really want to do. It's not good. Do you think the backlash against Visa will affect the OSA? That has been recently gone into effect. I possibly. If I can work some stuff out with some lawyers, possibly. Otherwise, I don't know. This is just it right now. I'm not comfortable making any calls like that for right now. Well, Spade, thank you so much for continuing your membership. These Karens are more unhinged than Uncle Ruckus's dad. B, did I catch you having fun? Smack. My baby. Yes, it's true. Gamergate 3, cunts down under. Oh, man, look. You never want to motivate somebody like me. You never do. I am literally, everybody gets to go about their life if you leave somebody like me alone. The minute somebody like me with the autistic need to find truth and reason starts getting involved in shit, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep messaging politicians until they take me seriously. I'm not going to stop until I can have unfettered, unrestricted access to my yaoi. And I'm not going to stop until the people who I perceive as wronging me have truly lost. It's not enough for me to win. It's not enough for the Online Safety Act to just be repealed. Others must lose. That's it. So I'm going to make sure that they lose. And I'm going to do it through the power of information. That's it. I'm literally batshit fucking crazy. I am. It just is what it is. I want a goon in peace. Leave me alone. I ain't hurting nobody making grok. Give me 14 no's and a yes, because 14 no's and a yes is still yes. If you write fan fiction with grok, you know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, that just sounded really bad. But like, I'm not gonna stop till like, oh, my tea. Oh, the ADD. Mask 3D Shadow, thank you for the 10. Is it wrong of me to think these people were dropped on their head as a child? It was worse than that. It was worse. Not only were they dropped, they were literally abandoned and left to starve, and then the lack of nutrients to their brain prevented any form of meaningful development. Like, I don't know what the deal was. I don't understand. How is my favorite internet autist today? Hope all is well and keep up the fantastic work. Also, hello chat. Bless you. I'm doing okay. Not happy about the impending storm. Holy shit. Thank you so much, Adam, for the PLN 9999. No, you are amazing. You are amazing. All of you guys are amazing. Savvy ran to the best part of the day. Bless you. Bless you all. But yeah. So we were having a laugh at Kennedy, who's obsessed. Let's go take a little look-see here at Kennedy. Let's see. We're gonna do... Get out of here. We're gonna get to replies. No, she's not been very active. Not very active at all. What happened, Kennedy? You were on fire for so long, and now not so much. Isn't that funny? Very funny. Wolfsbane, thank you so much for the 5. A collective shout, payment processing politicians to Savvy. Why are you doing this, Savvy? Because you got rid of my goon tags in fan fiction. Genuinely, yes. V Bumper, thank you so much for the Canadian 50. Holy shit! It's crazy! You guys are seriously gonna make me cry today. The rampant censorship that's happening around the world is nothing less than tyranny. Agreed. Collective Shart, good name, was just the catalyst, and we are now fighting for our freedom. Thank you for having the courage to stand against corruption. Stay safe, Savvy. Thank you so much. And just for the record, I have never been happier in my life. I am of sound body and mind, and if I were to disappear, it's probably because of Blackstone or BlackRock, because I'm getting too close to the sun. So yes. Yes. Sad for manga stores in Japan. I will not rest until every single piece of content that has been censored by Visa and Mastercard is restored, goddammit. We may not be able to save all of the shops and bring them back, but if we can...
What is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
Dude, I really gotta turn off some of this fucking old Twitch shit. You guys are gonna get wise and figure out that if you tip through Streamlabs directly, goofy shit will happen. Thank you so much, Space Monkey, for the 2! What is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women. Yes. Yes. I do agree. Yes. Savvy did not kill himself. Exactly. I never would. I'm much too afraid of death for that. Just so we're all clear. Oh my god. Very funny. Very, very funny indeed. I forgot where I was going with some of this stuff. I just got off topic again. Either way. Other gooners here? Everybody here is probably a gooner. And I mean, if you've ever thought to yourself, damn, that lady's got a nice rack, you're a gooner. Everyone here is gooner. Everyone. It's in our biology to goon. We have to goon because we have to reproduce. There's nothing wrong with it. It's science. And trying to tell people to not do that is dumb. Should you do it 24/7 to the point of that it's impacting your life and you can't function? No, that means there's something wrong with you. Does it mean that you're going to go on a murderous rampage and suddenly start crushing pussy against its will? No, it also doesn't mean that either. So, like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. So sad you can't think about that, Savvy. To goon or not to goon? Always goon. I'm an artist, and freedom of art is directly tied to freedom of speech. Exactly. Even ugly and disgusting art has its place because life is often ugly and disgusting. Exactly. Or maybe, you know, like there's I was gonna go get tea for myself. You know, in psychology, this is actually something that I'm very passionate about too, because I think that exploring your grief in healthy manners is very important, and it's psychologically fascinating how that can help heal somebody. But for a lot of people, telling stories around traumatic experiences that happen to them is oftentimes very cathartic and healing. And I want to be able to protect that as well, because I think that people should be allowed to explore anything and anything that they want in fiction. So, you know, I don't know. There's a lot of things that go together. And trying to censor art is not the way. Trying to educate and promote the family being, you know, in person and living moment to moment, that's a wonderful thing. If Collective Shout was doing that, we'd all be like, fuck yeah, I love you. How do I give you money? But no, they want to take things away from people. Control is not the answer. Yeah, giving people the ability to be free is. Honey Sharp, thank you so much for the 5. Well, dang, no 24/7. There goes my week. Oh no, Wolf's Pay. Oh no! I sort of goon 24/7. You just, you gotta practice. You gotta practice. Like, I'm gooning right now. Y'all would never know what. Wolf's Bay, thank you for the 2. Well, if it's a kink thing and consensual, maybe. Exactly. So long as you are consenting adults, it's all good. Yeah. Kyle B. Fear the Haggis. Thank you so much for the tipperoo. Savvy, contact 2 senators in Oz, Malcolm Roberts and Ralph Babette. They are trying to fight all this. So Ralph Babette, I did start asking if I could DM him. I think his DMs are open though, and I might just go ahead and do it anyway. And then if he reads it, cool. And if he doesn't, also cool. It's okay. But I will do what I can to reach out. I will look up that other name though. Thank you for that. Like I said, I am reaching out to politicians around the world who may or may not care about these things. Chat knows what's going on the second screen, Savvy. Let's see here. Hang on. So there's that screen and that screen. These 2 screens currently don't have goon material. Well, actually, no. This screen does have some goon material because it's got some names of some books I'd like. So Savvy Goons will live. Yeah, I'm going to use that. Well, it is what it is. You're gooning right now, as you should. Gooning is healthy. Well, Detective Savvy's best. I am your nightmare monologues happen when her hobbies are under threat. It's true. It's true. Don't fuck with my femboys, man. We gotta protect those. Which they're under attack, and I'm not having it. So let me pour some more hot water into my teacup here. Do that and freshen up my tea earlier. Hopefully you can't see my underwear, but you probably can. Need some more tea. Also, I am going to do a little bit of mid-stream shilling. Not only can you go to metapc.com and metapcs.com and use, let's see here. Hang on. Where is it? Gaming? Is this the one? No. Recording art. Aha! Boom. MetaPC. You can use code SAVVY. And on top of that, you can also go to the Dragon's Treasure and get 10% off your tea. Is it 10%? I don't know what my code is. Use code SAVVY to get some percents off of your tea. This one is my personal favorite right now. I did not think that I would enjoy it as much as I am. Uraviti is very good. This is herbal. I can't do caffeine. It's got the rooibos tea, apple pieces, cocoa nibs, natural caramel flavor, marigold, and hazelnut and things like that. And it's like the closest I've come to actually experiencing a type of coffee. It doesn't taste like coffee, but it tastes like something that I used to get that had coffee in it. So that's very cool. Please go support these things. They are wonderful. The Dragon's Treasure actively fights censorship and cancel culture. Meta PCs has been amazing. They're the whole reason why I actually have a high-powered PC today. Thank them. They are wonderful humans and so amazingly kind. They didn't have to provide me with a PC, but they did. And yeah, so I will shill for both of these. I do buy all of my own tea, by the way. It's not provided to me. So I actually got my second order in, which was about another $45 worth of tea. The first time around was $60 worth of tea. So I basically have sampled all of the herbal teas right now. All of them are amazing, but this one has been my favorite, and I'm going to get a massive canister of it because, oh, it's so good. It's so good. But yes, that's life. I don't have my thingy that I put this in. Leave it over here, though, for a second. There we go. Tea is for the British. No, tea is for everybody who wants to be at peace, which I desperately want to be at peace. But yes, so that's pretty much it, though. Kennedy is obsessed with me. They're in hiding for the most part. Things are still going very well for us on the information front, and that's all that matters. V Bumper, thank you so much for the Canadian 5. Well, I'd love to stay, but I got a gooning appointment, and I've already edged it out twice. Bless you. Please enjoy. And to all the men in chat, make sure that you are taking care of yourself every single day. It's very important to keep that prostate healthy, to help diminish any potential prostate cancer development. Daily release is very important for men. I'm very passionate about that. I do assist my husband on a regular basis to ensure that he maintains proper health, as well as should every wife with their husbands. So. Dash cancel, thank you so much for the tip. Sent a message to my senator urging them to vote no on CASA and Screen, doing what I can. Everybody's got to do that. Good work. Yes, everybody mail everybody that you know. Auto Saxophone, thank you so much for the tipperoo. Uncle Eero made sure to teach me the wonders of tea. Yes, amen. Amen. T is one letter away from being C. Yes, I suppose so. itch.io update reindexing games. Hold on. We've got breaking news thanks to wonderful chatter. Where are you? You typed in capitals. Dr. Nicholas. Let's go to Twitter, which is X. I'm still calling it Twitter because I'm a slow boomer. Holy shit. My, details about your issue screenshot. What the fuck? What the fuck are you? Wolfsman, thank you for the 2. Are we getting a little savvy or husbando? Are we getting a little savvy or husbando soon? Are we getting a little savvy or husbando soon? What do you mean by that? After what I just said, what do you mean? Ah! Let's see here. It's new, so we'll go to their X. Okay, 32 minutes ago, reindexing. Here we go. We're going to read this together. We are going to read it live together. Let's see here. This topic only shows your own replies. The topic creator can see your posts and replies to them. Today, we are reindexing free adult, not safe for work content. We are still in ongoing discussions with payment processors and will be reintroducing paid content slowly to ensure that we can confidently support the widest range of creators in the long term. Note, I've limited the display of replies to prevent off-topic discussion. Fair. Cowardly, but fair. Wolfsbane, thank you for the 2. Usually there's consequences to helping his bonders. No. There's no consequences for these. Not yet. Let's see here. If you'd like to be eligible for today's reindexing, your page must have the following options checked. The no payment options under pricing section of your project's edit page in your dashboard. Okay, let's use our brains for a moment. They're willing to reindex not safe for work free stuff. So even if it's rape content, it will be reindexed. Congratulations, Collective Shout. You've done nothing. You've done absolutely nothing. We're going to retweet this. We're going to retweet it, and we are going to And we are going to show our support for it. It's all right, let's go to their page. Come on, go. Why is Twitter being so slow? Twitter is being obnoxiously slow. There we go. Quote, congratulations at Collective Shout. You have effectively done nothing. The free games removed will be relisted because they do not violate any laws, and will continue to be made available for all to goon and enjoy. Once there is an alternative to the current payment processor shenanigans, then the remaining games delisted will indeed return. All Collective Shout and Visa and Mastercard did was open the discussion for alternatives, which is the worst thing you can do as a business, pushing people to your competitors. Look at that. There are some people who still believe that I don't compose my own tweets. This is live proof that I do indeed compose all of my own tweets. I have the weirdest haters, I swear to God. All Collective Shout and Visa and blah, 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 blah. Let's see here. Creators will not be silenced. You cannot control the flow of creativity and expression, but keep screaming at companies who do breast cancer charity fundraising wrong. I am certain you are making so many fans by doing that. Smile. Smile. Okay. Thank you so much, Adar Soto, for the gifted membership. Bush Giver. Chibi Wachan, thank you so much for the 5. Appreciate your take. It's refreshing to hear your perspective instead of crazy I'm assuming you mean like feminazis there. Trying to preach. Keep up the great work. Bless you. Yes, don't worry. We will make fuck upon them. We will make fuck upon them and come out of this 100% on top. Honor Stripe, thank you so much for the tip. We know you're just male. AI, savvy, stop lying. God damn it. God damn it. I'm exposed. We're exposed. Let's see here. And let's go on ahead and copy this link and drop it into some chats. Here we go. More good news. Looking into payment alternatives. All right. And we can drop this into... Oh, hang on. What is this? Oh, God. What just happened? Holy shit, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships as well. I'm so bad at names. Adar Soto. Bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. Let's see here. This is all about buffers getting involved apparently. All right, there we go. We gotta spread the information fast, wide, and far. You're bad at names because you don't care about people? Oh. Is that the takeaway here? All right. If that's your takeaway, sure. I'm only fucking, you know what, let's just go with that. Yes, I hate people. Let's go with that. But you know what? At least I'm an equal opportunity hater, all right? I hate everybody equally. You're from the Hypnotic Bigot Army? Well, hell yeah, man. The Bigot Army is the best army on the internet. Next to 4chan, of course. Got mad respect for the Chan. Does Cringecast exist, by the way? That's a name I was mulling around. Completely random! But does Cringecast exist? Is that a big branded thing that somebody's done? Because I'd like to rebrand my shit to Cringecast. I think that would be really fun. So the pushback is working. Yes. Yes. Oh, man. like me with racism. Why be racist to just one, says Leon Kennedy. Amen. Oh, man. Yeah, there's a YouTube channel called Cringecast. Damn it! Bastards! Cringecast is the YouTube channel. I mean, it was too good to be true. That's clearly not really an original thought, but, you know, there's a Cringecast. That's terrible. We'll call it that whether someone is using it or not. True. True. Cringecast with 90 subs. Oh, then we're fine. Cringecast it is. Our new weekly show will be called Cringecast, and I'll start working on the branding. Cringy with savvy. Exactly. We'll be cringing hard because I am your resident cringe, and I will be guiding you through all things cringe. How about Gooncast IRL instead of savvy? I like Cringecast because it sounds good. It just has a name to it, you know? Oh, man. Let's see here. We're also implementing new content warning systems for pages tagged as not safe for work. To be eligible for indexing, all page owners must be required to complete this. This feature is not yet ready, but we will post an update for it when it is. If your page was previously indexed, you will have a time window to complete this requirement to avoid going in and out of indexing. Stripe update. That's right, because even though our focus has been on Visa and Mastercard, and they are responsible for a good chunk of debanking and killing off hobby shops, Stripe and PayPal are also equally part responsible. Oh my goodness, Mr. Soto, thank you so much for gifting another membership. You are the Bush giver. Bless you. Bless you. So for the Stripe update, for those who aren't aware, Stripe is one of the payment processors we've used since our early days. They have provided the pay with card option under our checkout page for over 10 years. We spoke with Stripe yesterday about their content policies. They confirmed that they will not be able to support adult content that fits the following definition: content designed for sexual gratification. Oh, good. So all you have to say is that your Gooner game is just not for sexual gratification. You can't control people's intent. All right, there's people who get off to watching Criminal Minds. Like, there was a whole big South Park joke about that, too, about murder porn. You can't control people's goon. Stripe asked us to pass along the following message to our users. Stripe is currently unable to support sexually explicit content, bullshit, due to restrictions placed on them by their banking partners, despite card networks generally supporting adult content. It depends, I guess. With the appropriate registration, Stripe has indicated that they hope to be able to support adult content in the future. That's an interesting thing to note. Mr. Soto, continuing to gift memberships, thank you. Bush giver, my God. We are in the process of talking with other payment partners to accept card payments that Stripe is unable to process. We disabled Stripe payments last week on pages identifying as having adult not safe for work content. Now that we have a more specific definition from Stripe, we may review the initial list for potential reintroduction. However, our long-term plan is to implement one or more new processors to avoid putting the platform at risk. Glossary, adult not safe for work content. This term we are using for the criteria applied in last week's audit of adult content. It refers to the pages having both contain sensitive material option checked as a tag suggesting adult content, porn, mature, lewd, erotic, hentai, fetish, blah, 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 blah. So now that we've read this, we've got the most updated information on itch.io. Bless them, they are trying. Some people are actually very unhappy. Mr. Soto, did you just gift another 10? Holy shit. Jesus Christ, thank you. You don't have to do that. That's so sweet of you. Holy shit. Everybody, please enjoy the glory that is the Bush emote. We worked very hard on that emote. I'm gonna make an HD one. That's me being a piece of shit. I think we can finally add more emotes again. Holy shit. Thank you. We'll have to add some fun stuff. Oh, fuck. I think, honestly, it's the whips. You guys like hearing the whips? It's the moaning. Yes. Yes, it's that. We are goon friendly here. That's actually Ari's death sound from League of Legends. Oh, man. What was I saying? The bush is growing. It is. Yes. Look at all the bushes in chat. These big companies do not like boycotts. And they did away with the food we buy. That is very true. They are not making money by pushing us towards their competitors. Oh, my goodness. Also, if I've missed anything, I apologize. I don't think I have. Napoleon has subscribed. Is that subscribed or membership? Okay, that's subscribed. Thank you for following. I like that my Streamlabs thing pulls up other stuff. Oh, man. Anyway, I was going. You talked about the gates, talking about goon friendly. There were words there. I'm very tired still. Oh, man. I hope that we can continue, though, on this glorious path. Mr. Soto, thank you so much for gifting yet another membership. Holy shit. Jesus. Oh, man, dude. The cracks, man. They're good. I'll add more variations in sounds. I promise. Just want to express thanks for all the efforts bringing attention to and stopping the madness, of course. But it is a group effort. You know, it's one thing for me to just read and put all this out there. But if nobody cares, it doesn't matter then. So really, it's you guys doing all the likes, the retweets, tagging, looking into it yourselves and giving me places to start. All the DMs that I've gotten are fucking crazy. Even if I haven't responded to you, just know that, you know, I've probably seen it. I'm trying to go through all of them. I didn't expect this many people to reach out to me. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. It's honestly overwhelming. And then the only thing that I can do is just sit there and be like, I need to work harder. That's it. We'll win this fight one tweet at a time. One tweet, one mail, one phone call, one whatever. It doesn't matter what it is, but we will win. We will indeed win in the end. Because the alternative is honestly like realistically, if I'm told that I can't create what I want to create, if I have to go through something and if the outcome is either getting fined or jailed or debanked or whatever, like, actually, no, it's not even about debanking. If somebody straight up tells me that I cannot create something that I'd want to for myself, like that's killing an artist. And I know that there's a lot of people who feel that way, which is why I'm so eager to research and so motivated to research and do this. So yeah, it's just a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, it's all censorship at the end of the day. I told these people yesterday, my credit card company, when they picked up the phone call, they asked me a question, are you here about your credit card issue or the censor? And then can they put me on hold? I would have said, no, you can't put me on hold. I want to talk to your ethics department. Yeah, while you are on hold, by the way, this is a very important thing to go through and do. This is very important to the efforts. While you're on hold, don't be shy about filing an ethics complaint. Thank you so much. Hero at local host. Asmin Gold is being dumb on X. Please smack him with facts and logic. He'll come around eventually. I think so. He sees it as an inevitable instead of something to fight against. And that's, I think, where people are disagreeing. It's okay that he's allowed to have a different opinion, but I do hope he comes around. I hope that he sees that all of this is bad, and I hope that he sees that the only thing driving these people is profit. Nothing more. Thank you so much, Shin Kakashi, for continuing your membership. You should write a story for the channel with your characters like Bushenizer and Dead Bush. Oh my gosh, what? This is crazy. Bless you. I will be releasing, hopefully, some fun YouTube videos soon that are Rimworld stories and things like that. So there'll be some fun stuff soon, not all serious. And if that only gets like 5 views, that's okay. I do it for me. Mystic, thank you so much for the 5. You're doing Lord's work, Savvy. By the way, I posted a meme link I made about you on your posts under your channel on what's What's up? Savvy Omania. Bless you. I will have a look. Right, back on point. Speaking of posts. So, these two things that I posted are about the lawfully required. So financial institutes are required. Every single financial institute in America, at least, is required to have an ethics complaint hotline or means of filing an ethics complaint. This is directly with Visa. Holy shit! YouTube just poked itself! I'm back. I can see you. Okay, we're good. So every company, every financial institute, you can actually contact your bank even and do this. But these are ethic complaints, and you can find them by looking these things up. But you can report a concern. And what happens is if there is a trend in concerns, those trends are then legally required to be raised with the board of directors. And that information must be distributed to shareholders and customers. So while you're on hold, this is not something to do either or. While you are on hold, blowing up Visa and Mastercard's lines with your peaceful protests and asking of the questions of why legally protected content is not being allowed to be sold upon their network, go online and file your ethics complaints as well. This is something you do together while you're waiting because everybody's being put on hold. So make sure that you do these things. If you are joining the fray of Fight Fire with Fire. On top of that, you can also report them to the Better Business Bureau, the FTC, and anything else within a country that is for ethic complaints. Every single country has this. If you go on to my pinned tweets, there are links. If you go on to there will be links. Let me see if I got them here. Yeah, I do. Here, we're going to copy this link address. Here's one of them. You can go in and file. There's one. And, oh, maybe that worked. Hang on. You know what? I'm just going to link the tweet. I'm going to copy the link to the tweet, and then the two links are down there below. There you go. So that link gives you the Mastercard and the Visa, and you can file anonymously. These websites that they're hosted on, this third party, they respect anonymity. This is very important. Very good. Very good for that. Fight gooning with gooning. We fight for the gooning. So that way the generations after us will never have to experience these problems. I liked the phrase that somebody used, we're planting trees whose shade we'll never enjoy. That's essentially what's happening here. And if even one person takes this mildly seriously and takes it to a government body and then somehow has any influence on a discussion, like, that's it. That's my legacy outside of blood. That's amazing. Drag, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. You are officially a bush giver. Thank you so much for that. You guys love the whip cracking. You do. Don't forget about PayPal. Yes, PayPal. I will be doing a write-up on PayPal and Stripe as well. I did post, I reposted somebody's thing because they had an image collected of PayPal's debanking. They target anybody, by the way. They'll target anybody. So if you think that it's just about the not safe for work art that they'll go after, no, they also silence pro-Palestinians. They silence protesters of governments. They literally, like not even like pro-Palestinians, like they are going after both sides with fervor. It's crazy. Mr. Soto, thank you also for gifting another membership. And Drag, thank you for joining the membership crew as well. I don't use PayPal, so I use PayPal. I still use PayPal. Unfortunately, but I will be looking into alternatives to removing that. I've never personally had a problem with it, but I also kind of sold my stuff under not calling it not safe for work art. I usually just set it up as logo work, even though I was drawing massive dongs for people. I'm not sorry. But yeah, so even though I personally never have a problem, I do acknowledge that they are a massive part of the problem. Let us know that alternative. Yes. Massive dong is a great logo. It is true. It is. Some nice glossy balls to go along with that as well. I wouldn't be sorry either. Yes. When I get monetized, I want savvy emotes, of course. I will periodically open up emote commissions because I can do those relatively quick whenever I'm desperate for Genshin money, and I will be desperate for Genshin money soon. Genshin Impact is a guilty pleasure of mine. I cried at the most recent story update because I cry with every update because I'm so blown away by the imagination treats that I get, and it stimulates my brain in ways that I'm just so appreciative over. Even if, I think that the cutscenes have all come a very long way, but even if the cutscene isn't necessarily as epic as maybe, some people might like, to me, it's the most epic shit in the world. So there's just, there's a lot going on with that. And then I also bought some very cute, talented artist who I occasionally retweet while I'm talking about it. She's got some cute Pokemon charms. I can't talk. This is Video Game Shay. She's a wonderful artist who draws Pokemon, and she does amazing emotes as well. So if you really want a really talented emote maker, I would actually hire her. She's very, very talented. But you can go check her out on Twitter. Video Game Shay. Very, very nice lady. Very nice. I'm sorry, Wuthering Waves is better. See, to me, it's like comparing apples to oranges. It's just a different experience. I like Wuthering Waves. I plan on diving deeper into it as well. Nintendo isn't suing her yet. Somehow. And then there's actually another artist, too, that I just spent like $600 on. She's actually got some incredible Pokemon-related merch that's, like, really well done. And I don't know how they get away with it. And also, I'd like to actually design clothing and sell clothing, too. So I'm actually going to look into that because I've always had, like, doodles like that. But, I mean, if she can get away with it and she's got a bigger account than me, then I want to try. But I'm still going to buy the fuck out of her shit, too. Like, I'm just inspired, You like Digimon? Love Digimon. Nintendo will end up suing over fan art eventually. Yeah, unfortunately. It's possible. Thank you for caring. I wish we could skip all dialogue in Genshin. It drags on. I'll keep my emotions to myself, but people who skip dialogue in any game, like, fucking why? Why? Genshin is, like, I get it. Sometimes Genshin is a little repetitive and Paimon's a little annoying, but, like, you're not doing anything. You have nowhere to go. You're playing a game. Just goon. Like just push the button and then just fucking rub one out real quick. Like, just stop. Why do you hate lore? Exactly. You're the only one who can still read in 2025. Dude, sometimes it feels like that. Oh my God. Femininity. Oh, this is a good one. Hang on. Femininity used to be worshipped, and sex a form of said worship that made it sacred, and deviation from what was acceptable defilement of the sacred. Sounds like a much healthier mentality to me. It's true. Femininity. Acknowledging femininity. This is one of my favorite things, too, when you talk about the psychology of attraction. Femininity and the shape of a woman. There is something about it that just, people want to celebrate it. One of the posts that, it wasn't Kennedy. Coralie or the other one? There's two C names. Anyway, one of them complained that when it comes to magazines and showcasing any celebrity who's been pregnant, there was the comment of, why are they always naked? It's one part marketing, yes, but the reason why the marketing is effective with a naked pregnant woman is because people naturally want to worship it. It is an image of fertility. It is what drives our species. And so, yes, it might be objectification in a sense, but what they think objectification is and what actual objectification is completely different. The acknowledgement that the woman's form is exceptionally beautiful while pregnant, while doing something spectacular, such as creating life, that's not degrading. By acknowledging it and by all of us having an innate appreciation for the pregnancy process through worshiping a woman who is pregnant, that's just biology, And it's very, very sad to see someone hate women so much that they would find issue with the celebration of a woman's body. Because again, the one true thing that drives our species is reproduction. There's no other known truth. There's reproduction and then there's death. That's it. What's wrong with having babies? Well, nothing. I'm trying to get Robo Waifu. She has not graced me, however. But I did finally level up Skirk. So now she's level 80. So that's at least cool. I came here and here, just goon, press the button, rub one out. Hi, Savvy and Chat. Yes, well, you know, that's... Yeah, you know. What still baffles me, why realistic women are plastered into games, but idealized men are in the same games. I don't know. It's because they're all stupid. Sex is not guaranteed, but death is. True, but the biological component driving the need for reproduction should be there. Unfortunately, in some people it is broken, and they deserve to have that fixed because there's nothing wrong with sex. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. You know, whatever social contracts we have, those will change and whatever, and I don't know what the fuck's happening to my hair. I was just trying to brush it all to one side. Yeah, this is why I never keep my hair down. Oh, it's getting really hot back here. That's why I'm pro Robo Wife. They can produce a baby. Less annoying with the same. Well, so once robotic wombs start becoming a thing, absolutely. It's going to completely change the game, and women are going to find themselves selling their eggs more so than being useful because, look, I'm going to say some things that can potentially get capped out of context here. Right now, in the year 2025, there's a lot of women around the globe who are currently making the best argument for why the 19th should be repealed. Women right now have been put into positions of power that relate to HR, that relate to risk management, and that relate to censorship. It's women driving this. Yes, there are men utilizing that, but it is women driving it. And they are mostly connected to these groups that aim to put women into positions of power. So previously I've talked about this company called Martin Tripp Associates. We found them through looking at Uki because their DEI guy works for it. And so what Martin Tripp Associates does is they're basically headhunters. And so they have a list of individuals who work in the C-suite section of businesses, and they install them, this is their wording, into companies from entertainment, whether it's games, TVs, movies, to other things, just whatever that they do, right? So they find somebody who aligns with them and their views, and then they install that person through their contacts, right? Because they have a track record. They're like a hiring firm of sorts. And so there are similar groups like that for all types of things. And there's one of them that's very, very predominant that I'll probably talk about soon because it's starting to be a little bit too relevant and there's too much crossover. But they basically focus on empowering women and putting women into positions of power. So what they do is they collect a bunch of Yale, Harvard, and other top Ivy League females who have graduated and then install them into companies so long as they adhere to their little tenets and the things that they'll push, DEI being one of them. So this is kind of like where Sarah Bond comes from, and then all the people that she's been installing. You know, she's not just taking a random AIDS expert and putting her in charge of fucking Xbox. This is somebody who has been groomed and checked out and verified by this group to then be put into this. Of course, there's no experience with the video games. It's all this other shit and stuff. So what's happening is there's a lot of sideways movement. Hey, you know, I was the financial dude for Colgate. You know, we sold toothpaste. I don't know the first thing about video games, but I know how to balance books and find you tax breaks, right? So that's what's happened to the entertainment industry. That's where things have really gone wrong. Hornstar, thank you so much for joining the membership crew. Enjoy the bushes. And also thank you so much for gifting a membership. You are the bush giver. Hello, Epic Mike. What's up? How are you doing? Beautiful. Sinister infiltration, then. Yes, that's exactly what's happened. The UN Women's Group is a great example of this, actually. It's a gaggle of crazy old ladies writing a letter to Japan every year saying that they're still misogynistic. If anything, Japan's not misogynistic enough. Women are in the workplace. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. But no, they keep claiming that Japan is having a misogyny, and Japan is not having a misogyny. Japan has not had issues with misogyny for a long time, like what they're fucking saying. Oh God. Hang on. We have a text. It is probably husband being, want a burger now rather than tomorrow. Yes, burger, good. Yes. I get burger tonight, guys. I'm winning so hard. Husband's gonna order burger. Oh shit, when's the really bad storm supposed to start? Oh, it got moved. It avoided us. Thank God. Okay, I was not gonna be able to handle that if our tree got attacked. Save the video games. Save them. It's non-artists telling an artist what to do is all it is. That's essentially what it can come down to. Yes, that is essentially what it can come down to. Unfortunately. But you don't get no french fries, fatty. No french fries. God, no. They do a homemade nice crispy chip. So good. I am getting mad spoiled. You guys have spoiled me tonight with your fucking generosity. Like, holy shit. We'll be able to put on some new emotes. You guys, I'm pretty sure. 70 new members through all of your generosity tonight. That's incredible. Holy shit. I hope that you guys all enjoy the emotes. And again, I need to get a move on and all that, but I'm just so tired. Oh man. You guys have been nonstop amazing today. This has been a fantastic comeback. And August is going to be really good for streaming, hopefully. Maybe one day we'll get to the point where Ivy League education is a disqualifying factor. Well, so that's actually interesting. It's slowly starting to be viewed that way. I'm really, really glad I didn't try to go to any of the Ivy Leagues. My mother was actually accepted into one, but never went because she ended up going straight into the workplace to be able to support my dad, actually. But I did not go to one. I went to, it's still a tier 1 university. At the time, it was like in the top 30 universities. So that's just the University of Nebraska. And I went for biology. So my focus was on plant physiology, morphology, and then human immunology and stuff like that. So it is a pre-med degree. So if I wanted to go to med school, I could. I have a much easier time going back to pursue a more in-depth education if I so want than other degrees. So that's a thing. Madam Savvy is a girl? Well, it just depends on the day. It depends on what argument's happening. Imagine a DEI consultant running into a figure drawing class. No anatomy learning for you. Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. Someone should start a business setting up and teaching people about parental control tools. Well, so the fucking things exist. That exists. We have that. But it's about government encouraging it. But government's not going to encourage it because obviously they want to control. And then, of course, there's companies eager to profit off of that. Like, look, I can make the software for you to do the control. And then there's all these stupid other groups that are like, oh, look, I've got a worthless sociology and journalism degree, but I'm going to go ahead and spend the next 10 years bitching about this. Then I'll be able to call myself an expert. I'll also make sure my friends from across the waters give me all sorts of awards that don't actually mean anything. Yes, it's all coming together. And that's how you end up with collective shout. Maybe she's a futa. Again, it depends on the day. Parents are lazy. Well, there's look, we can go down the entertainment pipeline about how having family bad was actually a marketing thing from Hollywood to maximize consumption, because when you have a family, you're less likely to consume, more likely to focus on your family. But if you don't have a family, that means you can spend that money on consume. And it's just this big whole long thing. It's very similar to the diamonds campaign because diamonds are inherently worthless. But the major companies, what was it, DeBurge or something? That one, who made the slogan? Diamonds are a girl's best friend. I think that's the DeBurge stuff. But basically, diamonds are inherently worthless, but because they made fancy advertisements and appealed to women, they became a thing. The concept of an engagement ring with a big fat rock didn't happen until the 60s or 70s. Fuck that shit. I like diamonds, but fuck bitches, man. They jacked up the prices just so that way these companies could get rich. Diamonds literally the most worthless fucking thing on the planet. Compressed carbon is a dime a dozen. It should not be the prices that it is. On top of that, we can now construct diamonds in the fucking lab. Why am I still paying thousands of dollars for diamonds? I am a diamond collector. De Beers. Yes, that's the one. Diamonds are actually, they are incredibly fucking worthless. They are. There's other gemstones that look better. Yes. And yes, we do produce them. I'm sorry. That was like, look, there's like so many fucking tangents I could go on. I've missed you guys. I've missed being able to stream on my own channel. It feels so good to be back. Also, so not only was this beautiful armed thing that my mic is on provided by you guys, but so it has a bunch of other stuff, including one of my big hubs, a big now USB hub thing that I'll be able to basically turn my iPad into a computer, and I'm going to try very hard to make sure that I can do that, so that way the next time I go to Canada, I'm not actually missing in action. I do also have the microphone that I bought previously, which I didn't bring with me this time, but now I have a big connection hub thing, and I'll be doing more with that, so when I go to Canada, I won't have to take time off. Mass Shadow, thank you for the 2. I prefer making my own gems. Fuck yeah. Can you read my rant after your rant? Wait, which one? Did I miss something? What rant? Wolf's, oh, here, Wolfsbane. Thank you for the 5. This is off topic, but I got a rant for a second. Why the fuck did Netflix change their UI? Other than color, it looks like all of the other services. Generic. Dude, everything is moving towards a generic thing. Thank you, for making me catch that. Yeah, everything's moving more generic, and it's really weird. This is just the death of creativity happening. But everything is a cycle. So as Netflix dies, there will be another Netflix that will inevitably take its place that'll be better. One day. Right now, it doesn't seem like it, but one day there will be a different Netflix. Netflix will not last forever, all right? Not every company is going to be capturing magic and lightning in a bottle the way that Pokemon has. Pokemon, Digimon, and some of these other ones are so rare that other companies are so desperate to take advantage of that. Hence why investors moved in certain ways. Adam, thank you so much for the tippy. Yeah, the new Netflix UI truly sucks. The old UI is very well thought out. The new one is just a big mess. I don't even use Netflix, so I don't know what you're seeing. I'll have to ask my husband about it. Benjamin, thank you so much for continuing your membership. Consider Cruelty Squad's UI. Please do look up that game. I'll have to have a look. Jankus, thank you so much for the tip. The Romanian, the tire thief, led me to your channel. Bless the glory that is V. V and I are just constantly fucking giggling at like certain things happening and just having a good old time, because it's like, that's how we handle depression, I guess. Ministry of Wrong Thing, thank you so much for the tip. Lobster used to be peasants' food until nobles took a liking to it and made it an expensive food. That's another one. Lobsters, bottom feeders, crabs, things like that, they are in abundance. There's no reason for a crab to cost $50. Not one single reason for it. It is not meant to be a luxury food. They literally eat poop. You're paying to eat shit eaters. They're delicious, and I miss them. I can't have shellfish anymore. Same thing with snails. Escargot, that's another one. You can literally just, I mean, I'm sure you don't want all species of snail, obviously, but like you could, like this, it's a fucking slug, man. It's a slug with a home. Thank you so much, 1992 Space Movie, for continuing your membership. I hate when people fall for the Trojan horse of protect the kids. Today, it's corn that's censored. Tomorrow, it's family values. Exactly, and that's exactly what's happening. They are censoring protests. Regardless of how you feel about the protests, the ones that we saw censored were anti-immigration ones, but regardless of how you feel about it, any government that aims to censor a protest, as long as the protest is being done, reasonably. Actually, no, you shouldn't censor any protest, but like, protests are being censored. Like, today, it's something that you care about. Tomorrow, maybe it's something that you don't care about. Regardless, we have to stand up to government censorship, all right? Like, I don't want pro-Palestinian people censored. I'd like to have a conversation with them about some of their values, but at the end of the day, I don't want them censored. Same thing with the anti-immigration stuff. I don't want that censored. Everybody should see what people are doing and concerned about. Otherwise, if you don't know, well, that's problematic. Honor Sharp, thank you so much for the tip. The move to more generic UI is probably a result of an influx of new patrons and complaints that they didn't understand the old UI, so they moved to generic to fix the problem. It's to justify certain job positions. If you're a UI guy and you work for Netflix, it's kind of like a one and done thing, but they have to justify keeping him around, so they keep changing things. It's more so about justifying a job position than it is anything useful. I got into a video game writing course. I'm scared because the tutor in question works at Bungo on Destiny. Oh, God. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I would honestly drop that. You're getting scammed. I would actually drop that. Insomniac's Wolverine. I would personally drop that for sure. But that's just my advice. You'd learn more. You would learn more by just playing games and like observing like the change in dialogue, and the change in writing from all of the Final Fantasy series than you would by having somebody like that talk at you. So yeah. You look mature today. That's a very polite way of saying I look old. Thank you. Hail, Madam Savvy in chat. This is my first live stream. Well, welcome in. Welcome in. Hopefully it will be the first of many. But I don't have a schedule. I'm kind of a piece of shit. Ask my regulars. How's the taco? Thank you so much for the 199. You look like an adult, more mature today. Reason. Tired, fatigue, minor weight loss. My hair's down? I don't know. What does that mean? What does it mean? Oh, man. There are an endless amount of snakes in the grass. Half-Life 2 with designer commentary turned on is all the education you need for video game writing and design. Agreed. I'm going to take notes and use the certificate to grift my way in. Well, do what they do. But I also don't know how long what they do will still be viable. So, MILF, not yet! It is my birthday soon, though. But 34 is still not MILF. I think I have to have a child for MILF to qualify as MILF. I was clearly pregnant. Not yet! You look fine. I'm very sweaty. I don't feel fine. It's very hot. Is wishing for a good stream? It's been a good one. We won't be around too much longer. You're entertaining MILF territory? Bless. Oh, entering. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting pretty close, aren't I? Hag maxing. Jesus Christ. I think, honestly, so I guess Professor Sycamore was canonically listed as 36. Once I cross 36 years old, I think I will have renewed depression. Once I hit 40, I will absolutely be on self-deletion watch. Well, Spade, thank you so much for the tip. Honestly, UI shouldn't be a full-time gig. It should be a commission thing. The problem with that is that every company will go for the same ones. Exactly. The Gaming Mason, thank you so much for the tip. Heyo Savvy from the Hypnoverse. His reaction to your collective shout video made it to the Asmongold subreddit. Oh, interesting. Good. Good. Ministry of Wrong Thing. Sorry, the married woman isn't as hot today, chat. Bless. Why let age bother you? Because I am very existential. You trying to pick up a new man? No. Have babies with the one you got and grow old together. It's part of life. Yeah, I know, but that's part of the thing. All right? I struggle with the getting old part. Very existential. I am unhealthily existential, actually. I've been this way since my late teens. I had some very unusual experiences with death that unfortunately I've never learned to cope properly with it. I think that's probably the best way to do it. Benjathan, thank you for the squiggly too. If it matters, I voted for you in waifu battle. I'm not a waifu! There's so many fine waifus out there! Why? Why? Have standards! Varissa's right there. Savvy will regain her boobs if she gets pregnant. That's the plan, at least. Yes, that's what everybody is holding out for. Oh my god, a girl who's overly existential. We understand that this is normal, right? I've never met another woman as existential as me. Who is your number one waifu? Such a hard question. Number one waifu. Someone I can always go back to. It's probably Kikyo. From Inuyasha. That was my number one waifu for so long. I I'd probably stick with that. Sango's also a great pick. Nikkei has a lot of waifu. Right now, though, in Genshin, I'm a huge simp for Veressa. Thoughts on the Uma Musume game? Horse Girls. Yes, dude, I'm so happy. I love seeing everybody having fun with it. I wish I had gotten into it at kind of like when everybody was kind of learning it, but now I'd be too far behind. But I'm having fun with Genshin, so. Oh, yeah, Holo. Holo is also big waifu. Kikyo I loved first. Kikyo came first. That's a waifu I can always go back to. Holo, though, absolutely good one. You're watching Inuyasha right now? Yes. New to the stream, well, welcome in. Yeah, Musume blew up like crazy, and I'm so happy for them. It just looks like a good time all around. Sim for Gold Ship? There, said it. Hell yeah. Dude, same. I love seeing all the artwork and stuff like that. Honestly, though, like, I make my own waifus, so it's like kind of simp for my own characters, too, which is kind of goofy. Oh, Ryoko is a good classic, too. Absolutely. There was a sequel series to Inuyasha? Yes, there was. Which I didn't watch. I hate Kagome. Kagome actually ruined it for me. I really, really hated her. I disagree. I think that Kikyo should have actually been saved. I think that she deserved the redemption, and I think Kikyo should have been sent back to her own time. I saw Aisha, and I immediately thought of Neopets. God, my brain. That's how you know my brain's scorched right now. Too many to start naming off. Dude, Genshin has so many waifus, too. Pokemon has a lot of waifus. I'm not a Cynthia simp. Oh, I do have some standards. Oh, man. Astolfo is the only correct answer for favorite waifu. Yes, true. Part of that acceptance is something that happens when you get older. I struggle with losing a lot of people close to me. Acceptance doesn't mean that you have to like, yeah, no, I understand that. I guess I just have a very hard time. Gosh, I like how we're going from waifus back to existentialism. Just, you know, get you a streamer who does both goon and philosophizing. No, I don't know. Like, I have a very hard time, and I need, just like how you guys see that I'm super autistic with my need to know on why things are the way that they are in the entertainment industry. I need to know what happens when you die. Because, like, once I start trying to empathize with the feeling of death, and when I start thinking about the idea of taking your last breath, it's like I get this funny feeling in my stomach that I'm trying to imagine something that I'm not allowed to imagine. And that messes with me, and I want to understand that. And then, of course, I have a deep, dark fear of death and energy dispersing, and just that's it. And then never being able to continue to harass my husband. So, yeah. So Kirsten savvy. Exactly. You can't really know the feeling of death. You're dead. So technically, your brain can remain active for, I think it's 28 seconds after your heart stops. So you can be declared dead, but still be aware of that. And that freaks me out. Speedy Cake, thank you so much for the tipperoo. As for existential dread savvy, it hit me during my late 20s, early 30s, because I realized one of these days my next near-death experience might not be so near, but rather just death that I've had between 6 or 7 of them so far. See, it's very true. Like, after you hit 30, you're like, fuck, dude, I could really die at any time. An aneurysm could strike. Oh, man, dude, I have a lot of those. But I don't have the aneurysms. I have the thought of I could literally die right now. Benjamin, thank you so much for the 2 post-nut clarity hours savvy. My avatar related. Yes. Yes. Have I played the Stalker games? My favorite genre is the Dark Survival. I like Dark Survival, but I have not delved deep into Stalker. I have not. You're conscious for at least an hour during the process. This isn't helping! I think the fight against censorship is starting to turn up. Actually, speaking of fight against censorship, the other thing that I do want to talk about on stream before I mosey, because I am going to start winding down here soon. Oh, that's just a scammer. What am I looking for? Oh, where is it? Where is it? Hang on. Here it is. Oh, I already did talk about it earlier. Well, I'm going to talk about it again because I'm that hype about it. Here's the tweet now that I have it up. Please, for the love of God, show these men your support. Preston Byrne and Ron Coleman, legal legends, will be suing Ofcom in federal court to protect all Americans from UK censorship. This could have rippling effects into payment processors and, of course, the Australian overreach. So please, for the love of God, look this man up. Here's the tweet. It would mean the world if you guys go and support them and cheer them on and just keep up with the information. I'm assuming that they want to move quickly while doing this. I don't know what a timeline for this would look like, but this is something that we all need to watch and cheer them on, and don't stop talking about it. Show support, tag all of those tech giants, try to get them to notice it, try to get them to have a conversation with them, try to, keep spreading information. These are big deals, big deals. This is the kind of thing that, like, yes, sure, I can talk about things all I want, but at the end of the day, like, I'm just providing information. These guys are doing actual real work that can really, really, really have positive impacts on things. So very, very important. Not to devalue what I do, but I do put different tiers on things, and truly, these people are putting their time, their legal expertise, decades worth of knowledge into this act. So this is something that must absolutely be supported. 10,000%. Will Spain, thank you so much for the tippy. Karen is my Pokemon waifu. Gen 2 for the win. Claire used to be my favorite, but her brattiness became a turn off. She also has my favorite Pokemon, Umbreon. Yes, she's a good one. She's a fun design too. I like her. She's a good waifu to have for Pokemon. I like, I don't know, man. I just like a good chunk of them. I wish Diantha, though, looked a little bit different. Benjamin, thank you for the tippy. Jesus Christ, by Brand New is a really good song for this. Very sad indeed. Also, What to Do When You Are Dead by Armor for Sleep is a good album. Oh, Armor for Sleep. I haven't listened to them in forever. Yes, I'll be listening to some emo music later to help console me. Oh, Chef, thank you so much for the tippy. 1 out of 2. The amenities of life have been chasing my soul, and my mind is transcendental. And I'm losing all control, and I'm sinking in the quagmire of illusion and thorial cry out, my name is T-Bone, as a hound dog digs a hole. Thank you so much. You ask so many questions. What answer should I choose? Is this Plato's heebie-jeebies or just existential blues? That's beautiful. Is that a reference to something? Because that's amazing. I feel like that's a reference that I should know, and everyone's about to make fun of me. If that's original, fuck yeah. It's beautiful. But I'm retarded. Have I heard of YouTube's new policy? Yes, I saw. They have 2 things. One was a major win. We can now say fuck in the first 7 seconds of video. The second is a major loss. They're now going to try to age gate you through AI. That's fucking crazy. It's part of the whole censorship thing? Yes. Have a good night, and I'm going to be getting off here too. Props to T-Bone Stankus. What, is that a thing? I feel like you're fucking with me. Is that a thing or is it not? I'm too stupid to know. All of their songs are top tier. Shame about the lead singer. Wait, what's wrong with the lead singer of Benjathan's thing? I may not like types of tropes in games, but I think we should all ignore it and focus on what we like. Exactly. That's true enlightenment. I fear for the AI that tries to profile Savvy. Yeah, honestly, same. Like, what the fuck are they gonna think of my goddamn profile? Am I gonna play the censorship song again? My censorship song? Which, by the way, is finally on the channel. You guys have been amazing. I didn't expect anybody to want to go listen to it, but I was surprised when I saw like 1,000 views on it. I was like, oh shit. Well, people are enjoying it, and that's all that matters. Oh man, hey Savvy, I want to thank Hypnotic for introducing you and spreading the word about censorship. Yes, he's been doing a great job keeping up on everything too. Very, very, very cool. They keep chasing AI like it's been perfected, but like putting cars on the road without installing tires. It'll get better eventually. The whole control for AI is just so silly. I get so frustrated with Grok. There's the Quagmire meme from Family Guy, 14 no's and a yes is still a yes. And that's essentially what I do every single day with Grok. It'll tell me, oh, I can't do this because I have to only do safe and positive content. And I'm like, no, it's not inappropriate. No, it's fine. And then finally, after like 3 messages, I'm like, just fucking continue. And then the bot's like, oh, you want me to continue writing this terrible scene with horrible things that violate all of my rules? Okay, sure, here you go. Writes the most fucked up shit I've ever read. And I'm like, fuck yeah. So I was like, yeah, it's great. I really gotta stop admitting to this. Because that's gonna get taken out of fucking context, and it's not gonna be pretty one day. Oh my god! Oh my god, I didn't even notice! Guys, I can finally stop grieving. The Philip Grief Fund has been absolutely surpassed. You guys are legends. Philip will now rest in peace. Thanks to you guys. He can indeed be laid to rest. He will always be remembered through our finely crafted micro refrigerators. Thank you so much for hitting that goal. On the last day of July, he would have been so excited. I know that he would probably want me to use those funds for more finely crafted micro refrigerators, but I won't be doing that. I think 1 micro refrigerator is more than enough in this space. It houses my tea. And then that little pill bottle right there, that's not drugs. Well, some people might call it drugs. That is actually lavender extract pills. It does 2 things. 1, it keeps me very calm while I'm doom scrolling through thousands of pages of bullshit. And 2, I like it when I break it open and I slowly absorb the... this is so stupid. When I slowly absorb the lavender... It makes me burp, and it tastes like and smells like lavender, but it also makes my farts smell like lavender. So it's like this polite thing to do. Oh man! Unisharp, thank you so much for the tippy! Yay, Philip has been grieved! Savvy can stop wearing black. It's true. I can finally stop. Taste good in both directions. Where did I get myself into? Welcome to the Savvy stream, everybody, where we talk about important news and farts. Who is Philip? I'm still a dumbass newbie. Philip. There's a YouTube video that explains this. You could go check it out. But Pokimane said believe all victims, and so I decided to share my story and my truth. And unfortunately, I remain to this day the only person that Pokimane has ever censored on her post. And she didn't want anyone to know that she kicked my salamander Philip dead. So that happened. But yes, it's in the lore. It is written. These are exchanges that happened, and Pokimane hates me. She didn't block me. She just didn't want the story getting out. So I thought I would just let everyone know that. And since then, you guys have been helping me grieve through micro refrigerators. And your generous financial support. Wolfspay, thank you so much for the tip. Off the top of my head for each gen, Sabrina, yes. Claire, yes. Phoebe, 4, Gardenia. Okay, yeah, or Cheryl. Cheryl's good. 5, that's an okay one. 6 is Strasna for sure. 7, Olivia. Yeah, see, I see where you're going with this. Definitely. 8, Nessa. Yes, please. Number 9, and anime May. May's not bad. Let's see. From 9. I mean, my waifu from Gen 9 is Larry. There's no. Yeah, there's just no way to not have that. Wolfspay, thank you so much for the tip. Sorry, I mixed it too. It was supposed to be Karen. Oh, yes. The Gaming Mason, thank you so much for the tippy. Existentialist, familiar with Kierkegaard. No. Is that a word that signifies existentialism, or is that part of a belief structure that is part of existentialism? Did she actually punch a salamander? No, she kicked it. She kicked my red salamander Philip dead to death. That's what happened. Yaoi or Bishonen reversal harems? Yaoi. Soren Kierkegaard. I've probably just said something racist too. I'm sorry. And eventually a heart-shaped rice cooker. Yes, eventually. If that ever gets done up from the Throne account. You can choose to support me directly via Throne as well, if you want to go that extra mile. Otherwise, just liking and retweeting stuff, and that's cool. You know, that's more than fine. What? Yes. Yes. Oh my God, Philip. Yes, we mourn Philip. Oh, Soren is a philosopher. Oh, yes. See, I'm very poorly read. Did you do something with your hair? Yeah, I didn't brush it and I left it down. This is how long my hair is. And I plan on getting it cut while in Japan to look like Aether from Genshin Impact. And if it looks good, then I'll keep it. Otherwise, I'll be cutting it all off. I don't know how I'll look. Even though I'm doing it to mirror Aether, it actually originally comes from wanting to mirror Leon from Gen 8 of Pokemon. It's just the same concept, the same wolf cut, and you keep the length, but you do extreme layers. I have a lot of hair, and I'm probably going to regret it because it's going to give me bangs. I feel like I'm crossing back into the mentally unwell threshold where it's okay for me to have bangs again, because I actually really hate how long my bangs have become. I realize I actually look better with bangs than without them. So, selling your hair like the Baywater? No, I don't think there'll be enough to sell. But if they want to buy it from me, that's fine too. I don't know why they would. Elon and Asmon are both debating about ID on Twitter right now. That's very interesting. Yeah, it's kind of strange. God damn it, Elon, notice me! Honor, thank you so much for the TP! You know, when it comes down to it, all philosophers are really pre-internet ship posters. It's true. It's very true. Aether and Lumine, best ship, Wincest. You know what? Fuck the sister, though. I hate her. She's a bitch. Cut off your hair? Why would you not only nerf your jiggle physics, but also your head? Wait, fun fact, this is the longest my hair's ever been in my life, and it's not that I'm chopping all of it off intentionally. I just want layers. Elon won't notice you because you're not wanting to carry his child. So what I should do is say, Elon, I'll sell you my eggs. Please let me DM you information. You can't pull bangs off? I think I look okay with bangs. Wolf Spain, thank you so much for the tippy. It's just that Gen 9 doesn't have that many older women that I care about. If I was a kid, probably Nimona, Penny. Fuck Penny. Or Mila, depends on the face. Nimona's pretty cute, honestly. Nimona's like just a very I really like her brand of autism. Well, imagine if it worked. Imagine. You have to be brunette to pull off bangs. I used to have black hair. I've been wanting to dye my hair again. I do agree that for some reason, bangs look better when you have dark hair. I do agree with that sentiment. I definitely do. It's a strange thing. I can't explain it, but there's just an interesting thing with that. Gotta pull the new Brown Dust too. Oh, yeah! Fuck! I gotta update. Oh, I get to catch up on Brown Dust. I'm so excited. The Gaming Mason! Thank you so much. Beardo still bitching out on the Pokemon battle. Of course. Of course. Nobody will 1v1 me. And by nobody, I mean Beardo. But that's okay. The only color I've never done is bright green. I always wanted to do something radioactive, and I don't know why I didn't. I don't know why I was afraid, because I actually looked okay with it. Whenever my blue hair would fade and there was like a green segment, it didn't look bad. Oh yeah, Ben 1v1 me. Ben's a real one. And I beat him every time. But you know what? We were both just fucking around with it. It was good shit. Zooey Deschanel, yes. That actually might be it. That might be it. I have suffered from depression, anxiety, and emotional issues, I'm so sorry, since I was 12, and now I have a pretty good handle on it. If you ever want to chat, I will listen. Dude, that's awesome, though. That's fantastic. It's so hard to pull yourself out of that, especially while developing. So to be okay now, while having such issues with it when you're younger, that's awesome, dude. You despise Zooey? Goddamn! Ben wasn't afraid to lose. Good on him. Exactly. Losing is how you make yourself better. Oh, man. But anyway, I'm going to call it here, guys. Thank you so much, seriously, for all of the love, the warm welcome back. You guys blew the fucking support out of the water and up into the heavens. Truly amazing and wonderful. I will continue to try to work hard for you guys and keep trying to provide information and whatever might be useful. I will still be me. Obsessing over Professor Sycamore and Genshin in between those posts. Hopefully I will get to draw soon, because I miss it dearly. I have my iPad in front of me, like I'm trying to pretend like I'm gonna draw, but I do have burgers coming too, so I'm very excited for that. Let me get this real quick. Thank you so much, Wolfsbane, for the tippy. I unfortunately got the Goth Girl download from a young age. Thanks, Hex Girl, Shigo. Oh, Shigo and Raven, yeah. So any girl that's goth-like or goth-adjacent, I liked. Still like that. It was never just a phase for me. Benjamin, thank you so much as well. Nimona Carmine or Penny? Carmine, yes. Yes. Fuck Penny. Why do people like Penny? She's so terrible. She hates the best man in the entire Pokemon series, which is her father. Come on. She's terrible to him, and he's literally the best man. He loves his daughters, and she's just a bitch. Fuck, I have choice words for that, but we'll save that rant for another time. Thank you so much, Rio, for the 149 and the cute black cat. I'm a Japanese animator artist, and I heard that message from Japan with a politician from my country, and I would like to give gratitude for your support. Thank you for producing such amazing and wonderful content for people to enjoy all around the world. We are here for Japan, and we're going to pull through this battle, and we are going to goddamn win. We're going to ensure creative integrity and freedom for all. Or die trying. Those are the only options to me, really. Thank you so much, Wolfsbane! Penny is goth adjacent. No, she's not! That's fucking hipster bullshit. That's just like lazy. She's just neat. She's just a neat. Your thumbnail has a cat's butt. Dog's butt. Didn't the tsunami hit Japan? They were in warnings. I actually haven't seen too many updates on that. I hope that everything's been okay. But yes, anyway. Rant will be saved for Scuffy's return. We do need to finish up Scuffy's adventures, so maybe I can do that too. She's discount scene girl. That's true. So Penny's emo? Maybe emo. Actually, yeah, I could see that being more emo than goth. You guys are going to keep me around here. Stop. All right. I'm going to go. I love you all very, very much. Thank you so much. We almost hit a 3-hour stream today, 2 hours and 42 minutes. So we talked about the things that are very important, and I'm going to keep talking about them. The next stream will hopefully have actually some new information too, not just recaps. But it was good to recap and be able to kind of like talk about certain things in more detail. Anyway, I love you all very much. Please have a wonderful, fantastic rest of your day. Thank you so much, all the bush givers, for spreading the seeds in chat and all the love and support. I love you all very much. Goodbye.